We are live. Welcome back to another episode of Our Perspectives. My name is Holden Stephan Roy. This is Littyyy Bro Flacko. And while you don't see him quite yet, he's on the call. Baxter Words is here with us, and he should pop. Oh, as I said that, he's popping up on the screen, ready to go. Welcome back to the 49th episode of Our Perspectives, which means next week will be 50 episodes, which, that's a big accomplishment.
We turned 50 episodes old.
Which is serious, it's a lot of episodes, but it's cool. Like I don't know, just like emphasizing it because like how many projects you see start and don't make it that far. Episode 50 on our second podcast.
Ho, you and me, we've been together for a minute now, bro.
Winning.
We've been together for a minute now. I've been putting up with your white ass opinions for a long time, man.
That's a fact. Super white ass opinions. Gotta represent them. But yeah, so we got a whole fresh set of topics for you this week. Also, let us know what you think about whatever as we're evolving the show. Make sure to leave some comments, like, follow, subscribe, share it with your friends. Hit up the Patreon, patreon.com/perspectives, where there is now officially bonus content. We recorded a whole snippet that wasn't on the show last week on the call after the podcast. So there's a lot more stuff that's going to be coming as we build this out and give you more incentives. We're looking into merchandising items and all kinds of stuff. So join the movement.
No worries, folks. I'll be taking care of the drip.
Absolutely.
Holden will not. Holden does it. You might fuck around and get some Perspectives pickle gear. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. We do want that.
Everybody wants that.
No, we don't, Holden. You keep your brand shit, your solo brand shit to yourself, okay? You don't see me talking about making Littyyy Perspective t-shirts, okay?
We should. That would be hard. They're actually pretty good. You can see Baxter reacting like, yeah, Littyyy Perspectives, let's go.
Littyyy Perspectives sounds all right. So Bax, if you get the Baxter approval, now it's got to get done.
So yeah, we'll figure out all that stuff and tell us what you want though, because at the end of the day, you're the ones that are gonna end up receiving the items.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want hoodies or do you want some rugbies? I'm down for some rugbies. Like, let's do rugbies. Let's do some different type of merch. Fuck a t-shirt and a hoodie. Let's do some rugbies. But that means you guys got to be willing to pay for rugbies. Rugbies are not cheap. Rugbies aren't no $20. Let me tell you something.
I was about to say that they're not $20.
No, they don't.
But yeah, we'll have a bunch of stuff available for you, and just letting you know that joining the Patreon is going to make sure that you get something of value out of it, especially on the bonus content front. I'll be seeing how the podcast game works. Really, that's what you guys want, is extra shit. So we're going to make sure it's available for you. Plus, you'll get access to the movie night last Monday of the month, where we watch documentaries or other content that would otherwise be hard for you to find together. I have a little bit of extra discussion on that, which is also in the Patreon as extra content, but you could be part of that content because you could be part of that discussion. That being said, I think that's all the good housekeeping stuff that we needed to get onto. So let's move on to the next key item. What's up? Olivia has ADHD, and Lindell, by the way. Baxter, how was your week and your weekend in the past time?
It's been pretty steady. Working for most of it. Me and my girlfriend sat down and watched Rocket Man yesterday. That was pretty good movie. Started out sort of like not on board, but it was great. By the end of it, I was like, it's a fantastic movie. I feel like something else happened that I'm not currently recalling at this moment, but
you didn't go see Dune?
It's a solid week. No, I got to see the first one before I see the second one, but I'm going to go see the second one. And yeah, I think that's it.
What about you, Flacco?
Oh. What about me indeed? I had a mini breakdown. Had get back up moment. This is life. Check on your strong friends. Even your strong friends have, like, moments of weakness. Saturday, I went and caught up with Jess James Figueroa and Eddie Hispanic I thought Baxter might react to that one. Baxter's in the circle. He's one of the brothers, so he
Yeah,
knows
shout out
what
to
time
Jess
it
and
is.
Eddie, yo.
Shout out to Jess and Eddie. Yeah, so we had a like little Littyyy Bros reunion, and we're working on rehearsals for a set coming up in April. We're gonna do a show 420. So yeah,
Nice. Where
Littyyy
at?
Bro is gonna be litty as fuck. Sour Mouse in Manhattan. Um, yeah, where
Oh,
Dama did her single release that we did a show at.
can they get tickets off you?
Nah, it's open doors. Open doors. We're gonna rock this bill. It'll be some Rye Gennaro, some
Lit.
Manifest Destiny, some Henry Hennessy, some Saracana, some Poison Pen. Hopefully, Dama is in town that night. I know that she's going to be out of town that weekend, but hopefully she's in town that night, and we can get some Think About Him When I Trap, which is like a hit record in New York City.
It's like,
You don't
yeah,
even know. You don't even know in the indie scene. Dama like gets like she goes up there, she performs that song,
the whole house
and
singing along with
the
her.
whole house is singing along with her. She's singing. She got rappers and fans and people just singing that song at the top of their lungs. So hopefully she gets to perform too. Pro will be hosting. We're still trying to put together the card. We're still like,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
was gonna
mean?
say that's a lot of ex perspectives interview guests on that card. Is all I'm gonna say. A lot of alumni from
Yeah,
that show. I think there's
we're
only
gonna
one
we're
name
gonna
I didn't recognize.
we're gonna see how this goes and the turnout goes, and we're probably gonna like start renting out spaces and throwing our own shows and charging at the door, and then people will be able to get tickets from us.
Two
That's
things.
cool.
One, I think also Dama's cool with somebody who has like a cannabis company because it's like a 420 show. So maybe, and also next door to Sour Mouse is a smoke shop.
That
And I,
was my you're reading my mind, Bax.
hey,
You and me, we think like managers.
listen,
Like we're artists slash you
and
need to
so we
be
always got to look for the
managed because
opportunities.
yeah, I had thought that myself. I was waiting till today to reach out to Pro, but and then I got caught up in the Mondays of Mondayness, and doing
It is
all the
Monday,
things that
isn't it?
you try to catch up with
Yeah.
on Monday. But I'm gonna reach out to him and see what the situation is with having a vendor indoors. But even if they're not allowing that, I already been in contact with Shorty that Dama gets to do
Oh
the
yeah.
stones on the teeth. And hey,
Hey.
Melz came in like,
Melz can't even
yo,
hear
Melz,
any of that. Now she can hear
Mel,
it.
Also
Melz
got the
just kind of
braids. I see the braids.
You see
came in
me?
with the
You
braids.
see
Came
me?
in, came
Absolutely.
came in like a wrestler though. By the way, did you see that? Like she came in with like the elbow on camera,
Should
like
have
uh,
had the glass
uh.
breaking like Stone Cold.
Oh my gosh. That was
So
horrible.
yo, if y'all sign up on that Patreon, we'll buy one of them boxes that lets us push buttons easily and make them noises.
I'll just buy the box, Holden. But yeah, they
Bro,
should
what are you
send money
saying?
too.
We're trying to get the
My
Patreon
fault, my
in.
fault, my fault. Right. Yeah, please support us. I'm destitute. So anyway, I'll probably I'll if we can't have a weed vendor indoors, then we'll have the weed spot outside next door, and then we'll have the Stones girl, and then we're gonna have a merch table set up. So we'll have merch for everybody. Like I'm trying to set up like a fast merch situation. So even like our friends who might have like a last minute merch show situation can get like something printed up on short notice and in a minimal capacity instead of hundreds, right? And so we're gonna have a merch and yeah. Also fight night. Well, I'm gonna check to see if we can't. That's fight night. So the Spanish kid that just finished losing um to Canelo. I forgot his name. Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia will be fighting Devin Haney. It's a big fight, and so if we can have the fight on in the background on the TVs, I told Pro, like, I'm willing to pay for the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can have it on. So it could be a nice 420 fight night, show night / Littyyy Bro Flacko birthday party. It'll be my birthday. Yay.
That's lit.
Yeah. So that's what I did, was getting prepared for that show this weekend. Honestly, we hadn't caught up in so long that it was mostly just catching up and brotherly bonding over our music and shit. Yeah, that was my week. Melz, how was your week?
Melz?
It was good, you know. Same shit, different day. I celebrated Biggie Day the other day, and it was a lot going
Saturday.
on. It was a lot. A lot of champagne and Alizé.
March 9th, bro. You're so white, yo.
Which I always remember, the podcast is also for the people that aren't from New York.
Okay.
I always feel weird about that we celebrate the day that he died. I'm like, yeah, we should
Instead
celebrate
of the day that he was born.
So,
I always feel like it should be the day he's born, not the day he died. Like, why are we celebrating his death?
It's cannabis's fault. It's all cannabis's fault.
I totally agree.
Right.
But
Tell him why. Back.
Yeah.
So Cannabis once in his life did something that was really prolific, and he had a diss song against LL Cool J, in which he points out. Also, this is some information for people who don't know. The term GOAT was coined by LL Cool J. He was like, I am the GOAT. I am the greatest of all time. He was the first person to say that. So the Cannabis, and to get back at LL Cool J, was like, that was the worst rap I ever heard in my life, because the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. And ever since then, it's been ingrained in anybody who was around at that time that Biggie Smalls died on March 9th. So we never forget it.
Right. I literally said the date March 9th to the wife, like, yo, I'm going to meet up with Jess and do Littyyy Bro's rehearsals on March 9th. And she was like, oh, Biggie Day. And I was just like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
You know what's another thing that's ingrained because of a rapper is that Jesus died at 33. Shout out to Nas.
Jesus died at 33. I also feel like December 4th is ingrained in my mind because of Jay. Like, he's...
Did it?
Wait, what, Mel?
He didn't die at 33?
No, he did.
He did.
Oh.
But then Nas
like I know that because of Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas said it in a rap once, and I was just like, Jesus died at 33. That's a fact that I know.
Which is like, how do we know that? Is that a fact?
Is that even true?
He could have died at 30.
Well,
right.
The one thing that I can say about that is the Romans were pretty good, meticulous record keepers, and they do have records of a character named Jesus dying at around that time. So there might be some historical.
But do they have a record of his birth? Do they know when he was born? Are they like, hey, we knew when you were born, and we've been counting, and you're 33 as we murder you?
They had like censuses and shit though. Like they were like some of those people that invented those systems that we use today. So
what I'm saying is like,
hold on, let's give full credit, right? Because it wasn't just the Romans who killed them; it was the Jews also. It was the Jews. It was the Jews and the Romans that killed Jesus Christ.
All I'm saying is they might have recorded when they killed him, but like when he was actually born, there's no way that they would have had that accurate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
especially if he was born in a manger, they weren't in the manger. Who was there to collect that record, fam?
Just those three wise men, yo, and Mary and Joseph.
Saying, I have faith.
What
in
if one of the three wise men was
why?
Roman? What if one of the three wise men was also a Roman census keeper? And he's the
that's why they were going around. That's why they were going around with the gifts. They were just taking the census. There was like, how many people you have live here? There's like 2. Wah! Oh wait, 3. 3 as of right now.
No behavior.
Lindell says, let's just say he was killed and not murdered. All right, Lindell. But the way it's framed in the Bible, it really does have a sound like he was set up on some gang shit.
Can we say he was assassinated? Because that sounds
it's so crazy how my brain works, because I was like offended for Biggie. Like, is this the Chris Rock joke? Biggie was assassinated. Like,
oh, word. Facts.
But you know what? They were both murdered. They were both murdered and assassinated. God damn it! Like, what are we talking about?
If he was really betrayed and set up, and then had the officials drag him away to be executed officially, that's a murder. Like, how is it not? In current legal systems, you would get charged on like some shit related to murder.
It depends. Because if the people murdering him were the legal system, then it's an execution. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if the government kills you, it's an execution.
But we would colloquially call it a murder. Like, we wouldn't.
No. Not when it goes down in the history books. Yeah,
it's an execution when it is. But then again, governments are known for like executing poorly. I guess it's still an execution, though.
Also, did they murder Osama bin Laden? Did they assassinate Osama bin Laden? Or did they execute Osama bin Laden? And you know why it's an execution? Because it was a spectacle. Because they sold tickets. You know what I'm saying? They were like, hey, we're going to fucking hoist Jesus on a cross at 3 o'clock.
Jesus death. Take the flyer.
Right.
We killing Jesus.
Killing the son of God.
I know how that sounds, but that's
wet
dead
t-shirt
ass how
contest.
executions were treated culturally up until, like, honestly, the early 1900s. Like, you got to understand how recent history it is.
That's how it was treated up until the 1950s into the 60s in America.
Fair. That's facts.
They were
that's how it's treated. How many people you know on Facebook today still sharing executions?
Every town in the South has a history of hanging black people, and the entire town getting together and fucking cheering it on and celebrating. There's pictures of white people, white ancestors right now of fucking white people who are liberal, who are in the fucking middle of the town. Like,
yeah, we about to get into a deeper conversation. Not that Jesus isn't a deep conversation.
Nah, but I think that's a good parallel to be made because
give me
culturally.
Let's not shortchange the guy. He stayed relevant for 2024 years. You know what I'm saying?
Like
after death, after death.
2024 plus 33. I'll be right back.
No, technically the 0 was his birth, so the 33 would be after he died. Because anyway, Mel, how was the rest of your week?
It was good. Same shit, different day, you know? Get lit.
Fair.
Getting lit. We're going to do a photo shoot at the bar.
How much shit?
Us getting lit. We'll do one of those fucking movie, you know what I mean? Like, and then, like, you're holding my hair as I, like, throw up. That'll be gangster.
I'm telling you, it was a whole vibe. They even had a Big Mac meal.
Oh, that's what's up. The Draft House?
Nah, they said.
Oh, that's right.
Bistro.
You were at Bistros, right? Bistros,
They
which
had
is like
juicy.
Shouts to Bistros, by the way. They play Littyyy Bro's music in there sometimes. So shouts to them. That's what's up. Like, it's nice. It's nice to have my music that I make being played in restaurants, stores in my borough. Like, I feel proud of that. Like, it's not like my shit ain't manufactured. It's homegrown. You know what I mean? Like, Bistros. Shouts to Bistros. Bistros is lit though. So they have Big Mac night.
Big Mac. They had a special drink menu. They had some Tanqueray and Hennessy.
They were making Big Macs themselves.
Like the burgers, it came in like a Big Mac thing, like how he got his
box,
check.
Like the box. Yep. The McDonald's box store. They made their own.
They made their own box. It said Big Mac.
Oh, that's hard.
It came with a cookie and a crushed soda. Surprise.
Damn, that's hard.
What else they had? They had champagne and Alizé drink.
You know what? Holden, real quick. Go Google Bistro. So like instead of bistro, beat like a hip hop bistro, and start reading some of their drinks. They have they're super cool hip hop centric restaurant.
I know it.
In the
we
Bronx.
Walked by this place.
Yes, we did. in gentrification. Oh, you did
No,
on
me
your
and
own
Bonnie
because
were
you were
trying to
in. Yeah,
find
you and
something
Bonnie
to
were in
do
that
because we
that
were
place.
staying
Yeah,
right by it, and
I'll
they
take you
were
there next time you
unfortunately
come.
closed when we walked in, but it looked real cool.
I'll take you there next time you
It's one of
come.
the first times
They,
y'all said a New York thing, and I'm like, I've been there.
you were staying when he stayed. I put him in the Bronx. I put him down there in the area that was being gentrified, but it still wasn't gentrified. His block. He was in like the little warehouse part, like right by the ramp onto Third Avenue Bridge, and
Okay.
he was like in a crazy
By Bruckner
fucking
Bar.
apartment inside of a fucking warehouse.
It was
Um,
wonderful. Bonnie
it
was
was
not
it
as
was
thrilled. I loved it.
He loved it. She was not as thrilled. It was right down like 2 blocks from beach shows. Anyway,
You know
point
what's
being,
crazy? The place doubled its Airbnb price in a year. And when we
of
got in,
course,
it was a
you're
good
crazy, my
price.
friend. This is New York City. So,
You should see that neighborhood now.
yeah, exactly. So that, but what's dope about what I really like about the spot that I want to plug more than anything is that they are black owned. So like black
I'm trying to
owned in the
find
middle
like
of
drink.
gentrification, like in the middle of like the gentrification that is happening in
Oh
the
yeah.
area.
Yeah, so they have
Which like
cocktails with an attitude. Like the Method Manhattan with
the Method
bullet rice,
Manhattan.
sweet vermouth,
No, the
Benedictine, and
Virgo.
orange oils.
All right, Holden, don't start reading the fucking ingredients for the drinks. Just
Right.
read the
They have
drink.
the Virgo, the Blackout, the Unbelievable, the
The blackout.
Anothera.
They shouts to Meth getting 2 drinks essentially now. The Method Manhattan and the blackout. You know what I'm saying? So he got 2 drinks up in there. Big Method Man fans. Shouts out to Method Man, by the way. I just saw him doing a video with that TikToker Jordan, whatever his name is, that like reads the ingredients and the come here guy. Yo, I love him. And I love Method Man even more for being in tune with him and like doing a video, like imitating him. It was just dope, like really dope. Method Man is honestly a fucking cultural treasure. We need to appreciate that man more. He like
Yeah.
he's done so much to support in the underground indie hip hop. I'm talking about. I got friends from both battle rap. He's helped battle rap immensely, but it don't end there. The man has helped like indie rappers that don't got nothing to do with battle rap. He just constantly has his ear to the ground and is just constantly pulling up young people and supporting them and showing his support genuinely though. Like he gotta fuck with you. And like that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like Method Man is a fucking treasure. Read more drinks. I'm
Also,
done.
Unbelievable.
he's a legit star. Like when Wu Tang
Superstar.
came out, people were like, there's something about
Superstar.
this guy, and he's like just been that guy ever since.
We watched the show, and if you remember, there was the famous scene of Ghostface beefing with Meth, totally erroneously, right? In my opinion, Krabby Buckets Ghostface, right? Shouts out to Ghostface. We established last week. We didn't establish this actually. This was off air. You should check out the Patreon. I won't say anymore. But the point is, we watched the show, and Method Man was the star from back then. He was always the star. He always conducted himself like a star. He always would show up to interviews, be on a. He knew what to do. He understood the assignment of being the anchor in the group, being the one guy in the group of 9 to have a single named after him on the group album. You know what I mean? Like
He was
that's
also
like
notoriously like the most hardworking, the most like focused. Like he really tries hard in at all levels of it. Like he never got distracted in ways that other people normally would get distracted with the music and the other things that come with it. I don't know. Method Man's one of those cool guys that I find really inspiring as a person.
Really,
The more you learn
he's
about
really
him,
nice.
like
Ladies and gentlemen, this has become a Method Man appreciation podcast. We're just going to talk about Method Man for 2 hours.
we could do
Talk about how dope he is.
Method Man is really nice, by the way.
Yeah,
Method Man
cool
and
guy.
Redman, they're really cool people. Met them both a couple times, been blessed, right? And they both are super cool, down to earth people. Redman is my favorite out the two as a rapper. But Method Man's flow is so fucking clean. I constantly reference Method Man where I'm like, you don't see no white boys rapping like that. They might be able to get on beat, but they don't got soul like that. Tell you that much. Never seen a white rapper hit that motherfucking pocket and motherfucking feel like God damn the way Method Man do. That's a different type of level. All right. Shouts to Method Man. Read the rest of the drinks, Holden. Let's finish shouting out beat shows as well.
Anotherone, and I don't know what that is.
What?
Gin and ANOTHERONE. Anotherone.
Oh, I have no clue. I know the Virgo is fire.
Oh, it's another one. Fuck me. Fuck me. Gin and juice. Nutcracker.
Holden's having difficulty reading graffiti, folks. This is what's happening.
It was just
this person's hand style is just bugging him out right now.
And it's just regular text, and it just
which is basic. It's like the
it's not even graffiti. It's just text on a screen. It's just one word, and I got mad confused.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about the menu. Also, you mentioned the Unbelievable. Menu. The Unbelievable, which is a ode to Biggie.
Finding Nemo. I don't know what that's a reference to.
It's Frozen.
Yeah, nah. They're dope. They're a dope restaurant. Shouts to Beach Stros. Your promo is complete. Holden, how was your weekend?
That was pretty great. I shot more food stuff last week, which is fun. I like trying new restaurants out. I got to eat some duck, which is not common in my life, but it's always enjoyable when it comes up. Otherwise, I drove a lot of Uber people, and I participated because I'm on a board of directors for a not-for-profit that throws community events and is meant to foster like music and art shit in the hood. So we threw a family disco party, which turned into a Taylor Swift party, which I will say for the first time, I understand what Flacko means by the definition of mediocrity. Despite the fact that all the teenage girls will scream every word with all the love, I honestly can't really remember any of the songs despite hearing about 20 of them. Anyway.
You know what you did remember? Shake It Off, Shake It Off.
Yeah, that sound's fire.
That's the only one.
That's my favorite Taylor Swift song.
Too late.
Yeah,
that song goes so hard body, yo.
The rest of it is so mediocre. So mediocre.
She's like, you could have been anywhere in the world, but instead you're getting down to this sick beat.
I know.
It's fire.
21 and Blink Face is my favorite.
What's it called?
Yo, so white.
21.
Okay, I don't know that one. Is 21 Savage on it?
I mean,
it's 22, my bad.
I probably know it. I've probably heard it, and if you played it, I'd probably be like, that one. And maybe because of this chat, I'd remember it's called 22, but I'd still forget it in like a week. Because like it just doesn't stick with me. But so I was selling baked goods and shit to all these kids as they kept coming up for juice, and I was like, man, bake sales are the real hustle. You throw some family shit, you solicit some free goods from moms that are excited to participate in some shit where they can talk to other moms while their kids are distracted, and boom, we made like $80 off that shit. I mean, we made more off the event, but the bake sale pulled in, and I was like, damn. And we were charging way too low, in my opinion. We learned our lesson. We upping our bake sale prices a bit for the next time. There's some real cheddar in these parent shit. We're going to raise that fucking money.
It definitely is. But, make your paper, Holden.
Holden, you say
you make your paper. Put them raisins in that potato salad, boy. You do your thing.
Yo, I'm just sitting there, Sorry, go on.
Would you say you're caking off the bake sale?
Well, at least the not-for-profit's caking off the big sale. Because, we were literally at a position where it's like, make the money or we lose our office because we got no money left. And I'm like, what can we do? Every fucking dollar counts right now. We got a GoFundMe running, and we're going to just throw more events and shit. So basically what I'm trying to do is go learn how like people who succeed at event throwing and how people give money and how all that world works, so I can go make that cake for myself with the pickles. Real fucking excited. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Oh, and I went to Ottawa, or not Ottawa, some fucking place near Ottawa for my uncle's 60th birthday. And it was really cool listening to a dude talk about being 60 and like, you know, just living through decades of his life and shit. I thought that was really nice. Like on some, it's a blessing to
That
reach
is
60.
nice. That's our spinoff show. Your perspectives. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're gonna keep on chipping away at all of our fucking goals. All right, moving on to the first topic of the week. The
Oscar
Oscars results, folks. You know that you guys care so much. I know I care so much. That's why I didn't tune in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither.
Right.
Hold on.
So,
Who tuned into the Oscars on this show?
Not I.
yo, Baxter's face.
Baxter's just like, I'm on mute.
You know
I'm
what
ready.
time it is with me. If I didn't tune into the Grammys, I'm not gonna tune into the Oscars.
I will say I did want to know who won what, but I didn't want. I don't want.
I got you, buddy. That is what you come here for.
The
We
only
are
thing
going to.
was they said John Cena presented an award naked.
Yes, I was gonna open up with that. So Jimmy Kimmel hosts trolls Trump with his opening. Of course, we all know that. Or for people tuning in, Jimmy Kimmel has been at war with Donald Trump on the internet. Donald Trump gets fans to come after Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is like starting a lawsuit against Donald Trump. And so apparently he trolled him at the beginning. We're not going to play that video because we're not giving the Oscars no money. Then he mentioned streaking on stage later on in the show and had a little bit with John Cena where like John Cena pretended like, I don't want to do this bit. I don't want to do this bit. And then John Cena comes out on the stage butt naked. Apparently,
like fully naked, like all.
Yeah, I mean, they had to. Either they had. I mean, Holden. We all just also established none of us watched this. Don't ask me like I watched it. I'm just reading you what the news is, right? Like I don't know if he was actually naked or he had like the underwear with the pixelation, which is something that's getting done nowadays. Like the underwear with the pixelation, it looks like they're pixelating, but it's like nah.
Oh,
actually,
he be looking naked from the one quick picture I found. I'll put that on the screen for y'all. It's safe.
Word. So, he comes out butt naked. Interestingly enough, we were talking about this last week, Baxter. And then after that, they had The Rock come out and present an award. And so The Rock and John Cena had like a whole thing on stage too, between them both coming out and presenting.
Was he still naked at that point?
I'm guessing so. Imagine like The Rock and John Cena gave a passionate hug while John Cena was naked on stage. That would be incredible. But yeah, so also he did that while he was presenting the award for best costume. And then David Alan Grier was apparently the voice of the show. So like David Alan Grier was the person like talking in between everything, in between Jimmy Kimmel hosting, which I thought was super dope for David Alan Grier. Like I love David Alan Grier. He's like we gotta appreciate people while they're still on Earth. I'm big on that. I've lost too many people at this point. I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, yo, appreciate everybody and everything that you got while you got it. Moving on to the awards. The best movie award went to Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was up against Barbie, American Fiction with Jeffrey Wright, Anatomy of a Fall, which we actually showed their trailer on our show last year sometime. The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti, Killers of the Flower Moon or the Sunflower Moon or whatever was that racist movie Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio did. They were like, let's get some indigenous people and make a movie. We win all the awards. Maestro, I still haven't watched that movie because I refuse to get like, nah. Like I fuck with Leonardo, but like, nah, fam, nah. Maestro, Poor Things, Past Lives, and The Zone of Interest were all up for Best Picture. Oppenheimer took away the award. That was the movie with the winner of the Best Actor award, which was what is it? Cillian Murphy, Cillian
think it's
Cillian. Cillian? Word.
Yeah, Cillian.
One of those. Cillian. Cillian Murphy won for Oppenheimer. He was up against Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Coleman Domingo, who I'm like, wow, that's dope that Coleman Domingo is already getting like consideration for awards after like just coming in the game pretty much like recent times. For Rustin, which was a good movie, you could watch Rustin on Netflix. It's a great flick. Recommend it. It's about the gentleman by that name that was apparently the guy that helped put on Martin Luther King. Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Jeffrey Wright's a fantastic actor. American Fiction was a fantastic movie. Also, so is Rustin. I definitely recommend both of them. I still haven't watched The Holdovers. I still haven't watched Oppenheimer. Also, Robert Downey Jr. won for Oppenheimer in some Best Supporting Role. Sterling K. Brown was up also for that with American Fiction.
I was hoping he won it so bad. He bodied American Fiction.
Yeah, he did. Sterling K. Brown definitely should have. He definitely should have took that one. They definitely gave it to Robert Downey because I feel like Robert Downey like owns the studio. What'd you say, Mel?
I ain't never heard of none of the movies.
Well, Mel, we established that you can only watch 2 movies. So
yeah,
at least listen. Baxter might not like every movie and dislikes most of them, but at least he watches. God damn it! So you don't get a right to have an opinion.
Whoa, damn! Not too much on me.
You and Holden, you guys don't get to be too mouthy with the opinions. Holden be reading too many books, not giving a fuck about anything. He watches an occasional series, not even a movie.
I watch a lot of series.
Before
I watch a lot of TV series.
That's what I said, Holden. I said you'll watch a series before you watch a movie. That's literally what I was saying. But you got defensive immediately.
I've tried watching movies since, trying more, putting on a couple trailers. I've been like, all right, I'll watch this movie. And so now when I'm like working out, I'll watch like a movie across 3 or 4 bicycle runs.
Word. The leading actress award went to Emma Stone for Poor Things. She was against Annette Bening in Naiad, Lily Gladstone from Killers of Sunflower Moon, Flower Moon Sun, Carrie Mulligan for Maestro, and Sandra Huller for Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall was pretty good too, man. I really like that one. Not more than I liked American Fiction though, or Rustin. Rustin wasn't as good as American Fiction though. American Fiction really deserved more awards. I feel like it deserved Best Director, I think, and Best Supporting Actor.
American Fiction was really good.
I would have taken Best Actor for Jeffrey Wright. I really feel like he should have gotten one. Like if we're honest, like the Oscars really still haven't given out enough. I'm definitely one of those people that, you know what? Let me not segue. Best Director went to Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Surprise, surprise. He was up against Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. What was that?
It's the meme.
Sorry, I'm still drunk from this weekend.
The meme of the woman who stole mad songs from damn, what's her name?
I don't know. I just call it a surprise.
Do you know the way to San Jose? She was a psychic friend.
Are you talking about Mrs. Cleo?
No. Remember this? There was a Psychic Friends network, and the artist, the singer, was like mad cool with the Psychic Friends network. Dionne Warwick.
Oh, word. Dionne Warwick, word.
So there's a white woman who used to take Dionne Warwick songs and sing them over and like put them out, and they had like beef. But there's a meme of her going surprise, 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 surprise. Anyway, too much.
That's where the meme of black dude coming out with some surprise, and then surprise, and some like different versions.
People use that in the same context, but it's a different meme. That's from an episode of Dexter. It's like some fries, motherfucker. Supplies, motherfucker.
Word. I watched a lot of Dexter. I'm surprised I don't remember that. All right, so that's the end of it. You know, those are the people that won. Mark Ruffalo was also. Ryan Gosling was up for Best Supporting in Barbie. Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon. I really do believe Sterling K deserved it though.
He
I feel
absolutely
like
deserved
Jeffrey
it.
Wright deserved it for Best Actor. Same as I feel like all the awards that Oppenheimer got should have went to American Fiction. Honestly.
See, I didn't see Oppenheimer, so I can't talk to how.
I didn't see Oppenheimer either, but I'm gonna talk. Yo, Christopher Nolan is so overrated. I hate when this happens. Yo, white mediocrity gets celebrated so much that when a white person randomly comes around and they are like semi-talented, like pretty like, oh, this guy is pretty talented. White people are like, oh my God, he's so fucking talented. Oh my God.
I'll give Christopher Nolan credit because he did direct The Dark Knight, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
The Dark Knight is amazing.
I saw that movie.
Love that. Yeah, you saw that movie. Yeah, you saw that movie.
Mel has joined the chat. That was a good movie.
Yeah, no, that was a great movie, right? That was a great movie. But he also did 3 of those movies, and they weren't all great. You know what I'm saying?
Like, well, the first Batman Begins is fucking dope too. It's just not as good as The Dark Knight.
Is dope. It's just not great. Like Dark Knight. And then the third one was like,
the third one was like, all right, you guys are trying some things.
And Christopher Nolan does a lot of things like that. Is just like, bro, just.
What's his discography? Man. Let's look. Let me look at Christopher Nolan.
He's the guy that did. First off, his most popular movie is the first one that really. What was the one with the folding buildings? What was that
Inception.
Called? Inception.
Which is just a ripoff. Which is a ripoff of the anime Paprika.
I've never seen. I will watch it. I will watch. So like, I just feel like Inception. And then he did, what was it? Read it off to us.
He has Following, Memento. He did Memento.
Tenet.
Insomnia.
Tenet was one of those that I really feel like, yo, this is annoying. This is like, bro, with the fast forwarding and rewinding and fast forward is just like, you're doing too much, bro.
He
did
Dunkirk.
Too much.
Depressing.
Dunkirk was overrated too.
Yeah,
Prestige was all right.
I went in like the that was coming from his older shit upwards. But he did Memento, which was cool.
Memento, Prestige, and Inception are really what like got him like, oh my God, we've got another Quentin Tarantino on our hands. This guy is incredible. All his movies are fantastic.
He didn't do the third Dark Knight movie. Just throwing it out there.
Who did?
I don't know. I was on his Wikipedia and I'm like, wait a second, there's only 2 Dark Knight movies here. So the 2 that
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Zack
Snyder. No. Yes, he did. The first one is called Batman Begins.
Oh, Batman Begins, then The Dark Knight, then The Dark Knight Rises. You're correct. My bad. Yeah. I apologize.
Yeah.
So good, my good man. Teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
so
Oppenheimer's his next big hit, which I've heard a lot of people talk about how much they love it. I have not yet seen it because it's 3 hours.
3 hours.
Every year that he drops a movie that people are raving about, there's a better movie. This year, it's American Fiction. Like American Fiction is easily a better movie.
Barbie deserves anything?
Hell no! I hated that movie. I hated that movie so much.
Oh my God!
I think it was all right. Like it wasn't it wasn't no award-winning fucking movie, bro. Like it was. This cool. This cute. You know what I mean? Like,
I do feel Ryan Gosling did a very good job in that movie. It was not bad.
That movie was bad.
I enjoyed it.
Listen, you can like it. You can enjoy it. It could still be bad. It was a hodgepodge of things. It was uninspired.
Hodgepodge.
I wouldn't say it's uninspired.
It was uninspired, though. It doesn't even make sense. That scene at the bus stop. That scene at the bus stop where she's like, "You're beautiful," and the random old woman's like, "I know." It's like, what's going on here? Why are the Mattel execs even in the movie? They know about Barbie Land somehow, but they can't get there. Rhea Perlman plays like the spirit of the woman who invented Barbie, who like lives in the corporate building or something. Doesn't make sense. It's just such a weird movie. Also, it was told from the wrong perspective. Sorry, I'm on a rant. What it should have been, we should have started with America Ferrera and been invested in her character, and then gone to Barbie Land, and we
talk to him.
It was a movie. It was a movie meant to
Stupid.
sell toys, and it was also meant to establish like a connection to like feminism, which a lot of the things they say about feminism are valid in whole validity, but that don't make it a good movie. Like a good like you're not a good movie because you have a point. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I love so much about American fiction is it establishes the sort of dichotomy between like pandering to a white audience versus not like wanting to tell stories that have nothing to do with like white people's engagement in blackness, but it doesn't answer the question for you. It doesn't say Issa's character's right or Jeffrey Wright's character's right. It just establishes the thought and lets you like figure it out on your own. Where Barbie is like, you're beautiful. I know. It's like, oh my God.
So,
Anyway.
so my understanding from what you just said is there needs to be layers to this shit, or it's not really a good movie.
Not even layers. Like a movie has to have nuance, and it has to take you from one place to another place. It has to establish characters and like give you a reason to like invest in them and believe in them. You know what I'm saying? Like Barbie is a toy. Like we established that she's like this person, and like what does she even want from the beginning of the movie? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well,
And this is why
Barbie
people
doesn't really want anything, from what I remember. She basically is happy with the status quo, but then the disruption comes when she gets exposed to the realities of the other world, which then causes her to rethink things, but then her negligence allows all the men to take over. And, it maybe wasn't
Right,
the
but-
most linear story.
But this is why people invest more in Ken than Barbie, because you can see
Ken
what
really
Ken wants.
sold the shit, to be honest. I'll give it to him. It
You can
really
see
should
what
have been
Ken
the
wants
Ken
at the
movie.
beginning of the
What?
movie.
Who did y'all go see this movie with?
My girlfriend.
Same.
Okay.
Lindell is in the comments with all caps on. Baxter's on point. You can have a good point in your movie without having a good movie.
It was also visually stunning, and I appreciate that.
It was visually stunning. It was just inconsistent.
The cinematography was solid, bro. I'm not. Listen, the movie's solid, right? But it's also not no award winner. It's not no
That's fair.
award-winning movie. Like I just don't. Again, we had American fiction. Also, I would say Anatomy of a Fall. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna
didn't
come
see
back
that
next week. I'm gonna go watch Oppenheimer this week sometime
I should
across the
watch
week
it too.
somehow. I'm gonna watch Oppenheimer just so I can have
I need to
even
watch it
more
too.
informed opinion.
Where is it streaming?
It's
You know
on Apple TV, where all
We
of the
should,
shit goes.
We should make the Oppenheimer follow up a Patreon exclusive content point. So patreon.com/perspectives, y'all.
I'm just.
Boom, boom. We're gonna start
Well,
watching
I'll watch
Apple
it for
TV
sure.
stuff in the movie club because most people don't have Apple TV and they don't know what they're missing out on.
Facts.
And then
All right.
we'll get sponsored by Apple to start sending people to Apple.
Hey, what? I can get free Apple stuff.
Hells yeah. Affiliate link in the description. We'll figure it out.
I do need a free iMac. I need a new iMac and maybe a MacBook. Apple.
I'm operating on a MacBook right now. On an iPad is what I'm filming. I got AirPods in my ear. I got an iWatch charging
Giving
on the
Apple
motherfucking. Listen, I'm an Apple whore.
I'm
Apple,
sold
holla
that.
at your boy.
Yo, because
Yo, he
honestly,
said-
I've
said
had
he-
a couple of moments where I've recently filmed with an Apple phone, and I'm like, oh shit, it really is that much nicer than like anything I've ever done with a Galaxy. And because Apple's for dummies, man. Like, not to say that anyone using it, but it just makes it so easy to not have to
Holden.
try hard at the
It
finessing it.
used to be.
Really?
They've fallen off a little bit, but I'm about to ruin our sponsorship.
Nah. Facts. Don't fuck
Oh,
it. Don't fuck
my
it up.
God. Get out of
Yo,
here,
real quick,
bro.
Holden, let me tell you something. When we're in Puerto Rico and we're filming videos, right, on our phones, I'm going to film yours on my iPhone. You're going to have an iPhone music video. And let me tell you something. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Yo, Apple, if you sponsor
I'm
this,
sold, though. I'm super sold. I'm switching over to an iPhone. It's my move in probably somewhere in the summer when my phone contract's up. I don't know how it works in your world, but we're locked on contracts for 2 years.
also, if
on
anybody
the phone.
at Apple is listening and they get us to sponsor, we'll change the name of the podcast to the Apple Core.
We will not do that.
That's a dope. The Apple Core, like the Apple Core.
Yeah, but no. We're not changing our
we're gonna
name
keep
for them.
Perspectives.
I'll change the name. Don't worry
We'll
about
rename
it.
the show Our Perspectives by Apple Core. or something like that.
Perspectives from the Apple Core.
Powered by Apple Core. Powered by Apple Core.
Or like
I
our
love
show is
Powered
brought
by.
to
Let
you
me tell
by
you something.
our
When I see
friends at
Powered
Apple
by,
Core.
I'd be like,
America, powered by racism.
Oh my God.
all right.
So Mike
Next
Tyson
topic.
and Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Boxing
Hey,
has
what
jumped.
This
has
video
jumped
you
the
can
shark.
play because it's a trailer, same as all the trailers we play at the end. It's a Netflix trailer.
Which one? The first one, Mike Tyson versus Jake
first
Paul,
one,
or the promo?
Yeah, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, the first one. Yeah, we are about to see
Boxing
the promo.
has jumped the shark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Oh man, you should have sped it up.
It's 18 seconds. Hold on.
July 20th.
This is the moment that everyone was talking about on my timeline. This face-off.
Yes, that is the moment that everybody was talking about on my timeline as well. That was the video going out to the world. I
gotta give Jake Paul all the credit in the world.
Hold on. Let me give people the facts, right? Mike Tyson versus former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson in an exhibition match versus Jake Paul, the YouTube personality turned amateur boxer on July 20th.
Is he amateur at this point?
No, he's technically a pro. He's
pro. No, he just had his first pro fight against Tyson Fury's brother. So yes, he is technically speaking a pro because he's got one professional fight. All those other fights were exhibitions, and when you're an exhibition fighter, you're still an amateur. You're not a professional, no matter how many times you do it. In those amateur settings like that, it's still amateur. Same as Golden Gloves. You could be Golden Gloves champion, but you're still an amateur boxer. You're not a professional boxer. It's not until you're getting paid for boxing professionally in the sport, in the boxing divisions that they have, that you get to be official. But he does have one official one. So you guys are right. Here's a professional fighting Jake Paul, July 20th on Netflix. I don't know if it's pay-per-view or if it's just going to be streaming on Netflix for free. But I do know that it's 8 rounds and it's exhibition. So technically speaking, neither of them will win or lose. It's all up to the people. Like they'll end the fight and nobody gets to get their
there's no
arms
scorecards, there's no judging. It's just a fight, and they're doing this for the footage.
So is this an exhibition or is this a professional thing with Mike Tyson?
It's an exhibition.
Yo, two things. I don't want Mike Tyson to lose at all.
I don't either.
But Jake Paul's beating everybody, right? He hasn't lost yet, right?
He lost he lost a couple times.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
He's always done amazing.
He lost
even
one
when
time
he
in the middle of all those fights where he was knocking out athletes, basketball players, and fighting MMA guys and doing really well against them. He lost one, and then he lost the first professional fight against Tyson Fury's brother. The last one that he had before.
He lost by decision?
The last one before the last. He lost. I believe he got knocked out.
Really?
Yeah, knocked down or knocked out.
I want to see that.
That being said, he's done a really good job legitimizing his position within this sport.
He's doing an excellent job at promoting himself.
He appears to be
for as much as I don't like
very
him
seriously.
For as much as I don't like him as a person, your man is really, really out here treating this shit seriously. And he has been beating people that And
he's also done a lot to bring attention
Mel looks
to
like
boxing.
She's happy about that shit. She got up off the bed she's like, you niggas is gonna be so unhappy when Jake Paul, my boo, wins.
What?
But this guy is gone from being a joke that was expelled from the entire internet, hated by literally everyone, to almost revitalizing financial interest in boxing at like
I
a
don't know
level
about
that it
that.
hasn't seen in a really long time, is my understanding. In terms of the numbers and the viewership and what he's selling, he's really done
Yes
a
and
lot.
no. Yes
But
and
that's like
no.
saying battle rap revitalizes people's interest in hip hop. It revitalizes people's interest in battle rap. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what he's doing isn't boxing. You know, like people aren't like, yo, I like to watch Jake Paul. I'm interested in boxing now. They're like, I'm interested in Jake Paul and these spectacles he puts on because he only fights people who are personalities, people who are in the zeitgeist. He's not fighting somebody who's training to be a boxer who you've never heard of, who just wants a shot at the title. You know, he's fighting
Right.
like Paulie Shore, but not that's an exaggeration. But you know what I'm saying? He's fighting somebody who's like the gimmick
Yeah,
is that
he fought Nate. What's his name from the Knicks? What was his name?
yeah. The
Shorty
basketball
Wop,
player.
shortest guy on the Knicks ever.
But that's
Yeah, that guy.
that's my point. It's like you're not
Super unfair.
fighting boxers. You're fighting like
Mhm.
it's a spectacle. You're fighting people it's interesting that the gimmick is that I'm fighting this person. So like even Mike Tyson, like Mike Tyson isn't a boxer at this point in his life, but it's a gimmick that he's fighting Mike Tyson. So with
Hold
that
on
said,
real quick, Baxter. With that and bearing that in mind, we have a clip of Mike Tyson training.
oh yeah, so that.
And I think I'm like, yo, I have so much hope, Bax. I don't want him to lose. I want him to beat him so bad. I want him to beat him the way he's beating up these pads that I'm just like, ooh,
I
man.
want to see him get knocked out. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I want to see Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul the fuck out.
I wanted
What do
Mayweather to
what do
knock
you
him out.
think, Mel? What do you think, Mel? Nah, that wasn't. I didn't think that was gonna happen because he is like pretty much like a light heavyweight, and like fucking Mayweather is a fucking middleweight, like a lightweight almost. Goddamn, like
But did you see the video where they said that Mayweather knocked him out but kept him on his feet?
yeah, nah, that's not what happened. But yeah, he beat his ass too, though. You know what I mean? He beat his ass. He can't beat no real boxer. Holden, are you gonna get that video?
Oh, Arthur, you asked Mel a question.
Jesus Christ!
I
Mel,
have
what
no
do you
answer?
clue about none of this.
You don't
Because,
care
like,
about Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? You know the bar's gonna be lit that day.
Unless I could bet on it, I don't give a fuck.
You're
I think
gonna
you
be
can.
able to bet on it.
Isn't it
then,
Well,
legal
no,
now
it's
for
an
y'all to bet?
exhibition.
I guess
It's an exhibition. They will you might not be able to bet on it because it's an exhibition fight.
There will be something you can bet on.
Yeah, if somebody gets knocked out or not, probably.
Yeah.
I did. I hit this week.
Oh no, that's the wrong link. My bad. That's the same link I just played.
Yo, get your life together, Holden.
Yo, it's better when we go to the
son.
links. Alright, Mike Tyson's looking like he's in shape.
Why you got them little ass straws?
What?
Yo,
You training in straws.
he definitely got on some little boy shorts, but like, yo, he hitting like he's still. It look. Listen, if you remember, actually, you know what? I think Lindell's mentioning it in the comments. Mike Tyson is in better shape than he was when he fought Roy. Absolutely, and if you checked out that Mike Tyson versus Roy, even in that fight, there were moments where you could tell that they were holding him back from taking Roy Jones's head off. You know what I mean? Like Roy Jones was like, "Hold on, Mike, chill out. Don't fucking take my head off." You know what I mean? Like let's clinch real quick. Yeah. I don't know, man.
You know who the real winner of all this is? The real fucking winner is fucking Netflix, because what is a periphery to all of this is, I believe it's HBO, Disney, and somebody else is teaming up to make a new sports-centric streaming service, because the only place you can get live advertisement right now and have it work like TV used to work is sports. So they're creating a sports streaming service to compete against cable and all the other shit that's happening right now, or TSN, or whatever the big boys are in sports. And now Netflix is going to gun in on the same market and start to provide it. So whether it's free, that's one thing, but imagine you could not pay $20 extra to watch the fight. You know how much money they're going to start making off this shit?
It'll still be like 70 or 50, some shit like that.
I think at first it'll be hella cheap because they gotta
Nah,
compete.
you're right. At first, it'll probably be cheap. I mean, I knew that. I tell you this. When I saw this news, I thought of the Love Is Blind reunion live premiere on Netflix that went horribly for them, and that tells me that went bad. They invested in a company that streams live and does it well and can handle the volume of millions and millions and millions of people teaming turning your shit on around the world at the same exact time. And they were like, okay, now that we bought this, we have to invest in it properly. And boxing is definitely like one of those pay-per-view things that will like work out for them in the long run. I'll pay for this fight as well. Like if it's like $20 or $40 on Netflix, I'll absolutely pay that.
Yeah, I totally understand. I think they're going to do it for free, though. They need to give you reasons to pay for Netflix against this future sports streaming. I listen to a bunch of business shit, and it's one of the biggest topics right now because it's another mega merger of conglomerates, and, I had to get FCC approval and all that shit. But I think it's starting 2025. There will be like a Netflix for sports. Owned by 3 of the big boys in streaming. And I think Netflix is trying to also position themselves against this shit because if too many people have too many reasons to go elsewhere, you're gonna not stay with Netflix. And while Netflix is a powerhouse, it is competing heavy right now. It's defending against
I'd tell you
everybody.
this much. Netflix has me tuned into their Formula One series. They have a NASCAR series. They also have a rugby series, a soccer series, and these are all series that are like, we're talking about shot immaculately. You can get into any of these series like you would get into any reality show because it's literally based on the sport that's actually happening that like Americans just aren't paying attention. But like I can imagine how many people around the world are tuning into the soccer series or the rugby series or the Formula One series because Formula One is huge around the world. It's just in America, it's not the most popular thing. NASCAR is. But even then, they got a NASCAR show. So they're trying to appeal to like beer, Bud Light drinking Americans, So like this is all stuff that I would imagine if they did get like a sports or live shit like that, that I could see them absolutely streaming all this shit and like cornering a market.
It's cool,
Hopefully
but
they
also
do.
it's going to go back to the days of cable when you paid a lot of money to one company. It ain't nothing going to be cheap no more in entertainment. It's going to just be elevating prices and multiple streamings. And I'm for it. It's going to make for better content because
it'll
like,
make for better content because
pay for that.
People don't realize that when we were paying all that money, you were getting more. People talk about like, oh man, the 90s was so amazing. The music was so amazing. It's like, yeah, because it was more moments. Because you were buying the music, you were holding it, and you were staying with it, and you were driving with it, and you were playing it in your car, and you were doing all these things, and you have more attachment. And so, like, there's going to be a way to get that attachment back,
It's
I think, in
also
the
like
future.
look at the Wall Street Journal when they finally started gating their content and making it that you have to pay to like access it past the like 3 articles a month or whatever. They started making more money off of that than ad revenue, which allowed them to kind of restore their reputation for good journalism because they could finally afford good journalism again. And back in the day when we praised like older shit like Rolling Stones for being dope and shit, it's back when y'all paid for it. People would cop the magazines, thus they could pay people like Hunter S. Thompson stupid money to write for them and do some crazy shit. Even Vice, back when people bought Vice's magazine, they could afford to do all their crazy documentaries.
It was free
and
in
shit.
New York City.
Might have been free here too. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
You
There
remember
was
that?
enough.
You remember that, Bax? You used to be able to go into Fat Beats and if you didn't buy anything, you could always walk away with a free copy of the latest Vice magazine and the Village Voice because that was always by the door for free.
I missed the Village Voice, sort of.
I missed the Village Voice too, kind of. Those
We had the
days of
mirror
like
up here.
checking it out.
It's interesting though. I feel it's fascinating how like technology goes forward and then always has to like come back just a little bit, you know? Because like I feel like we entered into this wild west of like streaming media where like the sell was that there was no advertisements. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could watch Netflix and you don't have to sit through commercials because it's just like streaming the movie. You can listen to Spotify if you pay a little bit, but now people are realizing that that's where the money for paying people was coming from, right? Like networks didn't have advertisements for shits and giggles. Like they did it because like that's how they paid the actors on the shows,
the salaries,
the writers,
the E-grip, the writers, the
right.
directors, the producers.
So now with streaming, the gag is how do you pay everybody without, you know, ruining the reason we valued streaming in the first place. And it's also an interesting thing too, because like the option or sort of the solution is never less money for the executives. You know what I'm saying? It's never like, yo, the head of Spotify doesn't make $1 million. You know, that's never the option.
No,
it's always like,
just to add to what he's saying, they did Bell Media is a conglomerate of shit in Canada. They bought all of the local newspapers and radio stations. Then they cut about 33% of them recently on a giant layoffs. Like a lot of damage has been done to local media in Canada due to this move. But all the executives made more money and got fat bonuses for this move.
Right, like it's never like, yo, we're struggling as a company. Instead of making $7 million, I'm only going to take $2 million, and we're going to have like $5 million to keep us afloat. It's always like, hey, I'm going to take my $7 million as always, and you guys figure it the fuck out.
Nah, I mean, you know what though? The truth is, it's fucked up, but like shit like that be making some sense to me. Like I understand the concept of like, yo, nah. We the best. I gotta get $7 million.
Like a lot of the times, though,
I can't have a $2 million salary. You want to know who else has a $2 million salary? Some fucking guy on YouTube who's fucking doing really well. Like I'm the fucking executive of CBS. My salary got to be $20 million out this motherfucker.
I mean, maybe, but there was
$200 million.
It was like, I forget the name. I hate like saying this stuff with only like the limited sort of thing, but there was a guy who did that, who had a company and he cut his salary and he passed that money on to his employees, and the company's thriving. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying the company won't thrive because I work at a company
you
right
say
now.
You understand the mentality.
I understand the mentality of business being like that.
I
I work at a company that's like, nah, we hire from within. We hire ex-felons, right? Like this is the model. Is like, yo, we're really about this. Like, nah.
I just think it's questionable that you deserve that much money if the way you achieved profitability is to slash a bunch of shit because you felt like it wasn't worth the investment when that money honestly could have saved a bunch of shit. Like, at least in the case of like this Bell situation, they got approval to buy the shit on the condition that they'd keep the shit, which is often how it works, and then they go back on these promises and slash the shit and then still get the bonuses after. And so to me it's debatable if they deserve it, but I understand that the goal is shareholder value, and the second you increase shareholder value, you've technically done your job as a CEO. That is especially for anything that's publicly sold. Whether or not it's ethical, that's the responsibility. And it's questionable, you know, at a moral level, whether it's legally or fiscally understandable.
And you know what else I think? I think we often look at these CEOs as like they are the company. You know what I'm saying? Like the CEO of Netflix is Netflix, or because the like
board.
Because like, but even beyond that, because like if you at your job right now, if somebody came up to you and was like, "Yo, we're having a rough time. We're gonna cut your pay so everyone can like keep their jobs," would you just be like, all right, like I'm all in, teamwork makes the dream work? Or would you be like, nah, fuck that, like I do the work that I do and I get paid, and like you guys need to figure that out? Because like that's kind of like literally what the CEOs are doing. They're like, I got hired, I got this far. This is what I'm paid. It's like it's not up to me to save the company. It's up to me to do the job that I get paid for, and this is the agreement.
Keep in mind, like to go on what you're saying, they all have targets that they have to hit. So like Elon Musk recently got sued over some preposterous Tesla payout, and the courts decided he couldn't have it. But he set ludicrously, stupidly high performance metrics, and the end result was him getting like $50 billion, which was unheard of in CEO compensation. But he hit the metrics, and then they got mad that they had to pay it out, and they said, no, you can't have it. But then if you hit the metrics, do you deserve the money? Because he created that much value for the company.
Because a deal's a deal.
Though he's not going to get it in the current situation.
And also, I just want to point out, see how like I started advocating one way, and then I kind of like argued the alternate point, because that's how it works. You gotta think.
That's how I work. I work in a way where like even when I agree with myself, I'm like, what?
You got to make sure. You got to make sure
I
there's
don't
no
like
holes.
this. I don't like.
No flaws
I don't
in the
like
logic.
how this. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't agree with you, me agreeing with me. Now I have to disagree with that and make up an arc. I gotta make a way. I know that there's a way to prove myself wrong, and I'm gonna be the one to do it first before anybody else.
Right. That's kind of where it comes from. Is like, because when I have this argument with someone else, I'm like, I already thought of that. But anyway,
right.
The whole point.
Moving on, because Melz is
gone.
she's laid on the bed. She's like, "Fuck you guys."
First off,
Fuck tight.
I've
We
been
started out with
Friday, bro.
lit since Friday. Nah, that's good. It's good. This is
good.
greatness. You're lit
Absolutely.
with us. You know what I'm saying?
So Super
Littyyy
Tuesday
Bros,
news.
man. Super Tuesday. Political news. Political news.
You got to remember before
What's
we
our
get into
political?
this,
What's our political song?
I don't know. I put no thought into that.
What's a political song that you could think of immediately?
It's bigger than hip.
Hey, I had the same thought. I had the same fucking one.
Or
White America.
I never dreamed I see so many white. I don't know how to say.
So yeah, before we get into it, not everyone's from the United States of America, and I can tell you that people don't know what Super Tuesday is, and I'm sure a large chunk of people in your country have no fucking idea what Super Tuesday is. So somebody break that down for the people.
Word. I just thought that I should do that. I'm gonna go Google it real quick.
Do it. Baxter, do you know what it is?
Absolutely not. I was like, Super Tuesday. It's like I'm on Amazon right now. Like, oh, there's deals.
Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday is the United States presidential primary election day in February or March, when the greatest number of U.S. states hold primary elections and caucuses.
Okay, wait a minute.
So yeah,
there's some sales to be found on Amazon.
Super Tuesday.
So basically, the way y'all system works is when you're picking your candidates for each public, they go and have their little face-offs in each state, where the registered Republicans and the registered Democrats pick their man/woman.
Can pick their
or
person out the
there's
group.
certain states where that doesn't apply and you can vote for anyone, and then the independents can vote for their person. And then Super Tuesday is just the day with the most states doing it at one time.
This is usually when everybody who's running for president slims down to just one candidate. You know what I mean?
Is New York involved in Super Tuesday?
When everybody drops out. Yeah, every state is involved.
No, it's
no.
Chase. It is not every state. No, I mean,
so is New York part of Super
I'm
Tuesday?
checking it right now. For 2024.
I like the Holden Stephan Roy chair.
Super
we
Tuesday.
didn't vote. Texas voted.
No, it's not.
My sister in Texas voted.
Yeah, no.
That's why I don't know what it is, because we don't do no Super Tuesday shit.
No, it's California, Alaska, Utah, whatever CO is. I don't remember. Oklahoma,
Colorado.
Texas, Colorado, Minnesota, Arkansas. Is that AR? TN is Tennessee.
Arkansas.
AL is something.
Alabama.
North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, whatever ME is in Vermont.
Maine.
Right. Really? That's stupid. I guess.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
all the
I
other
always
letters
felt
are
the same
taken.
way. Where like
How would
ME
you
is
do main?
main. Why isn't it?
I don't
But I
know
mean, you
because all
can't
the
do
other
MA
letters are,
because MA is already
and then
Massachusetts.
MN is
And
kind
MN
of
is
gonna.
Montana.
So all the other
Yeah,
letters are taken. You're just kind of left
Yeah.
with
all the other
E.
MI, I guess.
That's like Missouri, I think.
That's my Missouri, right? Damn,
Um.
son, they're just stuck with ME. It's the me
MS,
state.
but that's multiple sclerosis.
All right, so the point is, Nikki Haley dropped out of the race. So the
Yeah.
white
Only
woman that said that
Vermont.
racism doesn't exist,
Only Vermont went with her.
yeah,
Went with who?
So
Nikki
Vermont
Haley,
went with Nikki
which is the
Haley,
white
and
woman that was
all the
running for Republican, who was like bashing Trump, and
yeah.
also like she was trying to go toe to toe with Trump and be like, we don't need him for the Republican Party. But she also said racism doesn't exist in America.
So
So,
yeah.
Now she,
So pretty
because
much
this
every
is
other state,
America.
every single other state that voted on Super Tuesday went with Donald Trump as their Republican person.
love
And
it.
then for the Democratic Party, I mean, without much surprise, Joe Biden pretty much swept it, except for American Samoa, who voted for Jason Palmer, of which I don't really know who that is.
Watch out for Jason
Joe
Palmer in the
Biden
next election.
sucks. Camilla Harris, we ain't seen that heifer since she called him to say we did it. Like, get them the fuck out of here. Pack them up.
She's at Montel Jordan's house. Montel Williams' house.
Clearly.
Melz is a woman of few words this week, and her words this week are pack 'em up.
Them the fuck
States
out.
are being prohibited from removing Trump from the ballot.
Yeah.
So states that were, I'm
Wait,
guessing.
why do you mean by great?
I mean, I love the fact that the Republican Party fed into like the nonsense that was Donald Trump, and they created something that they can't control. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't stop him from being him anymore. You know, they were like, yeah, let him do all of this nonsense, and he built Donald Trump is like Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has a fan base that fucks with him so hard that you can't stop him. You could take away his money, you could threaten to put him in jail, you could try to like get him off the he can't stop because he could talk directly to the people, and they want him. That's what they want. They want Trump.
Yeah. Nah,
It's a
they do.
fact.
So that's the last bit of news coming from it. It's Trump versus Biden Part 2 coming in November. You know what I mean?
Which is worth like y'all should also pay attention to the vice presidents, because again, some of them podcasts I listen to talk a bunch about this shit.
Is Camilla? Is she?
No, there's no way. There's no way she's running with him. They beefing. It's wild that I know more about this. But yeah, no.
Wait, when you say there's no way, what do you mean there's no way?
As in, they have a rift between them, and moving forward, there's going to be a separate vice president, and that's a big topic right now, is who is going to be Biden's running mate for this election.
A rift between them?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about any of this.
Do you follow American politics?
Occasionally. When it's not Super Tuesday. I don't think, because I already had a feeling that it wasn't going to be Kamala Harris, because he's going to die. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not making it another 4 years.
Okay, yeah. I guess.
So we're voting for two presidents.
That's what I was going with that, right? And then the same thing with Trump. The way it's been put eloquently by my man's fucking Scott Galloway on his podcast is he is an obese 76-year-old man. His chances of making it through the presidency are about 20%.
Nah, fuck that. They don't understand how much that man lives off of spite and spite alone. You know
Yeah.
But he's still
I can see Trump making it to 90 something, yo.
I mean,
I can see Trump making it to 100.
They're gonna
so evil.
Biden is old. He's old. There's a good chance that your president may die of natural causes during the presidency.
Let me
and
tell
who
you
your
something,
vice
Holden.
president is.
I got some news for you, Holden. Let me tell you something. There's something you might not have heard before in your life, okay? But the good die young, Holden. The good die young. You know what I mean? So don't hold your breath on Trump or Biden dying anytime soon.
Well, first of all, neither of them can die young. All right, that's already off the table.
Here's what I'm saying. No,
That's
what I'm saying.
not an option for either.
They're not good options, so they're gonna keep living.
So they're just gonna keep
this
on
point-
living. Expect them to make to 150. You know what I'm saying?
They could die 5 minutes ago and still won't be young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they could die.
Oh.
That's the. Well, I mean, everyone could die, but like, come on, Biden is 80 or some shit like that.
Yo,
or like,
he gonna make it to
It ain't even the fact that he's 80. It's the fact that every time you see him, it's like a computer booting up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is he even being coherent in the things that he's saying? Although apparently the State of the Union address, he was like on fire. But whatever, yo.
Apparently, they just need to let him sleep more because he's old, and if they let him sleep a little more, he'd be a little sharper.
He's been sleeping for 3 years.
Something to give Biden his credit is apparently, and this is ironic, but he has the youngest government of fucking the people that are around him. The average age is younger than it's ever been in past presidencies. So while he may be the old geezer, his whole team is young and a lot sharper.
Why
than
is
other
that
people.
like anything to give him credit for?
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes I feel like sometimes in society we say things and they're supposed to be like a thing, but when you really like dissect it, it's like, he's like, yo, he has the least experienced people out of any president that you've ever seen. He's got people
like,
their first day on the job, they've never done this before, but they're around.
Get him out of here.
Pack him up.
Pack him up.
The mayor,
like-
he could get his
it's like-
raggedy ass out of here.
Oh,
The governor could get the fuck out of here too.
absolutely.
Pack him
Fucking Governor
the
Hochul. Governor
Who's
Hochul.
your governor?
From
Some
New York
bitch.
State, Governor Hochul.
Our
and
government
then New York
sucks.
City Mayor.
Yo, how does your
Eric
governor
Adams.
never get talked about?
And then-
like, I never
gets
hear
talked about.
And then she does. She does
Our
get talked
governor is a
about.
girl.
Was it she?
Yeah, she they got the National Guard on the subway, and they was talking to her. They was like, "Yo,
Look her up.
what if people don't
You'll
want
see
to
it.
get their bag
what's her
searched on
name?
the way to work?" She was like, "Then
Governor Hochul.
you could take your ass home."
Hochul.
Could you imagine having to call out of work because you don't want to get your bags checked in the subway?
He was like, "Yo, boss, I'm sorry, I had the thing on me. I couldn't."
Yeah, I have no idea who this woman is. Like, she's
Neither.
not like, okay, like, you gotta understand. There's your government. You guys have like your stars, right? The ones that we hear about.
Yep.
And then you probably got the ones that you might think are popping, but are not.
do you hear
like,
about
all
Eric
popping
Adams?
around the world? Eric Adams, I hear about.
You know what's
Listen,
crazy?
Holden, let me explain something to
Arguably,
you.
that just might be Flacco. So I will say that Flacco's influence on my life, maybe, because I don't think we talk about Eric Adams up here at all.
Yeah, we did.
No,
He
I mean,
gets-
No, he's up in
but
Canada.
I'm in Montreal,
Oh.
right? So like,
Who's Montreal's? What you guys? You guys got a mayor? Or you guys got a governor? What you
so
guys got?
Montreal has, it's complicated because of course it is, but Montreal is a city that was made up of a lot of independent cities. Then in 2002 or 3, they unified into one city over a vote, and everybody hated it. So they made referendums, and basically 13 or so of the cities are now independent. So technically, there's the island of Montreal, and then there's the city of Montreal proper, which is about 85%.
Montreal's an
of it.
island?
Yeah. It's
What?
an island. Yeah.
Y'all want our
Technically,
mayor?
I'm an island boy.
I mean, technically, we are too.
Yeah. I mean,
Literally.
is the Bronx an island?
No, the Bronx is the only part of New York City that's connected to the mainland. Brooklyn and Queens are on the same island, and that's Long Island, and Manhattan is an island by itself, and Staten Island is the Wu-Tang Clan.
And then on top of that, you also have Governor's Island, Randall's Island, Rikers
Island.
These are all islands that are part of New York City. You know what I
So
mean?
New York City is just a collection of islands, yo.
Collection of islands with the swath of the
Archipelagico,
Bronx
or whatever that word is.
being a part of the actual state.
That's why the Bronx
and
has the on it, you know, because they're like the Bronx. It's the definitive
titles.
If you were born in Bronx, you were born connected to the United States.
Fair. So
wild
basically,
American,
that
damn.
being said, like every one of the cities, or there's a bunch of boroughs. Then some of them are independent cities, and some of them are Montreal. So there's a bunch of borough mayors, and then there's city councilors, which subdivide the borough into smaller sections. Then the Montreal has its own mayor. Then they have like a House of Commons type shit, where like 450 of them meet and
Y'all got a lot going
argue
on.
about shit. It's honestly really convoluted and it sucks. And it's really trash. And my neighborhood is treated often the way the hood is treated, so we get taxed more and get less resources and a bunch of other corny shit going on. And I'm learning a lot about it because I'm trying to get involved in city politics. It seems to be a great way to sell records and shit. Go get some free advertisement. Let people know. I'm not even playing. I'm dead ass. I'm going.
I don't think you're playing.
Move my shit.
I don't think you're playing.
Just about why people do it.
I was into your speech, and you're like, I'm trying to get involved in like local politics. I was like, right on. And then you said it's a good way to sell records. I was like, yo.
But it's a fact. No, I'm not invested in doing it altruistically. I really appreciate giving back, and I really think that if you're trying to be a person of influence, you have to have a level of servitude to your world, which is all the things the people who sold records did. I'm just trying to be like the people who sold records. They all gave back. They all did this shit. They all get fucking charities and stuff in their names. They get it. Great way to be involved in having your whole community show up to the music video when you're trying to shoot that big shot. It all makes sense to me now. Anyhow, so yeah, Montreal like that. Then Quebec is in the same way that I'm sure you have a bunch of counties or whatever they're called. We have a bunch of fucking sections for Quebec, and then we have our own little premier leader of Quebec, dude, another like Senate council thing. And then Canada is just kind of like, we just jack the states a bit and have a House of Commons and another thing in Parliament.
And what's your prime minister? Justin Trudeau? Is that
Justin Trudeau?
Trudeau, yeah.
Trudeau.
He almost got sniped talking to Putin. You see that video?
I did not.
There's a video of Justin Trudeau talking to Putin, and there's a guy that walks up behind him, and Putin's like, he's cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. But I don't know.
How long has he been prime minister?
He's 10 years. This is going to be his tenure. The next election, I believe, is next because we don't have a limit.
Is he doing a good job like that?
He was, and then he's not, because that's what happens. That's why you guys have your limit, right? Because no matter what, somewhere around year 8, 9, like all of a sudden his wife left him. All of a sudden he's taking vacations. Shit's different. Because the longer you're in power in politics, the more you have to pander. There's no way to stay in power without pandering. So you can come in with the best of intentions, but year after year you have to make promises and write checks that you pray you can cash, and then you can never cash those checks. So like, pick a community, he's probably lied to them at this point. Who the fuck is really, like, what is he really about? Everything's wishy-washy. The problem with Canadian politics is all the other parties sucked for a really long time. So in the last election, it was super trash. But then you're going to hear a lot about Pierre Poilievre. This is the dude on the Conservatives, so we'll call him the Donald Trump of Canada, but classier. He's a classy Trump. I could see why people like him. And he's younger. He's like 50s, dapper looking, speaks well. This motherfucker's about to take Trudeau out. It's done. There's no way he survives.
What is the election?
Over next year, November or some shit. It's like a set date. Basically, it's like every 4 years after the last election, but you have the right within Parliament to call a snap election. So Trudeau tried to
call it audible.
A what?
An audible.
I don't know what that means.
It's in football when you have a play, but you're just gonna call a different play.
Basically, yeah. And the idea is to try to change the size of your government. Like, he wanted to get a majority government, but he ended up losing seats. So it didn't work in his favor. But after 2 years, he called a government, an election. So we had an election, 2 years went by, a second election. And then after the 4th year, it'll be 10 years in power. And then another election will kick in. I think it's 2025. Or 2026. I don't remember. But it's still another year or two of Trudeau. I know Montreal will have a mayoral election next year. And that's every 4 years too. Like, they're all basically on cycles now to avoid the... I think we're copying you. But also, it's kind of erratic when it's just random.
Yeah.
Surprise.
That's kind of what it could be like, though. It's what it was when Trudeau did it. Like, all of a sudden, you're like, wait, it's an election again? And you see campaign signs going up, and it's just like, because, it's a serious waste of taxpayer money and all that shit to do an election for no good reason, but Trudeau wanted to secure more power.
You want to talk about a waste of taxpayer money? Why the fuck does NYPD have a dance team?
And a robot.
Why?
What do you mean? What do they do? Do they
They
have
compete?
a
Do they fundraise?
Hey, you know what's crazy? They don't
News.
even dance on the subway. You know what I'm saying? Like when Showtime was out here doing it for the people, the NYPD was like, no. Now we see why. They was
Surprise.
they was
So
they was
apparently it's
getting
a
their own
volunteer club.
they was getting their own
Like,
dance team.
Get the fuck out of here.
Surprise
Fuck is
is
the
killing
fucking
me, yo.
Showtime.
Okay,
This is
so
a-
apparently
Showtime.
just to give them their props, they don't get paid. It's a volunteer team that just happen to be cops that dance.
First off,
That's
they
even
go
worse.
clean up the subway.
That's even worse.
Word.
Go focus on being a cop. What are you doing?
Go solve a crime.
Go solve a
Who
crime.
goes
Word.
to the
What are you doing with your
academy
spare
just to come
time?
out and be on the dance team?
You're supposed to be bringing
For
criminals
the
in, not bringing
NYPD.
it on.
Holden, you know what? Sometimes you gotta hold on to them facts. All right? I didn't need to know that.
We
shit.
gotta put the
Moving
facts out.
on, yo.
We gotta put the
Moving
facts
on.
out.
Yo, Melz, you get to pick the last topic. Are we talking about the TMZ reporter that was harassing Kanye, JoJo Siwa, or balloon pop dating?
None of them. Why the fuck is Draya Michele pregnant by Jalen Green? Like, come on, bro.
Wait, what?
Word.
What's the topic?
Draya
He's
Michele.
22 and her son is 21.
Oh,
That cut her
word.
fuck up.
Look up Draya Michele.
Draya Michele. Come on,
You know
computer.
what? I can't even hate.
And who was it?
Pregnant?
Scottie Pippins or
No, Jalen Green. She pregnant by Jalen
Jalen
Green.
Green? Right.
Okay, so pregnant Draya Michele, who's 39,
Mhm.
is impregnated with Jalen Green, who's 22, and this is
Yes.
why we're mad. I'm just trying to
it
understand.
It happens
What
the other
the
way
How
all
old
the time.
is she? How old is she again?
39.
Oh, that's not that bad, man.
Like, I'm just saying,
Her
I don't know
son
why
is
we're mad at
21.
this.
Yo, you know what's crazy about this though? It's not
So is
not
that
the
why
ages.
we're mad?
It's not the ages, and it's not the relationship that we're mad at. What we're really mad at is the power dynamic, or really the financial dynamic, right? Because when Cher is dating a younger guy, we don't care because it's like, oh, Cher got the money and he's dating her. So we look at it as almost like an even trade-off. When like somebody older and rich is dating somebody who is like younger and poor, we're like, okay, we can see what everyone is getting out of this, right? But when someone young and rich is dating someone older and maybe not as rich, that's a problem. Because we're like, hey,
Maybe the head
you're
game on
taking
point.
advantage.
You're like, hold on, this bitch is old and poor. You can't fucking marry her. You can't give her your baby.
You can't marry that
good
old
topic.
raggedy
Old
bitch.
Something.
This old poor bitch. Don't give this.
She had 39 years to get her bread up.
Don't give this old poor bitch your fucking athlete baby jeans.
I'm not really seeing it, but I can get where you're coming from. I'm like, my first thought was she probably fuck him real good. Like, he probably fucks some hoes, and then he fucks some old, mature shit that been around the block and knows what they're doing. Because if you ever been down that path, there's a level of know what they're doing that is fucking insanity, that is hard to replicate with the younger generations.
It could also be that he's like not like, sex hungry, and she's a prude, and that's why he likes her. You know what I mean?
They just like each other.
I am not
It's the
having
baby.
no baby with someone
With
around
no
me.
old poor prude bitch.
Yeah,
Bro,
no, you had to have had
Darren's about to be
sex to have got
17.
there.
What I look like dating a 23-year-old?
Nah,
Like,
does she
it's
have
an
other
interesting
babies?
point. Because
she has
if
other
the roles,
babies.
yeah, because her son, we were saying was 22.
What's her claim to fame?
And
yo?
then I don't know.
Basketball wives, and she was never a basketball wife.
She is now.
So she was one of the friends that would be on the cast that wasn't married to any like athlete.
She was
Yup.
like, she was like,
and
fake it till you make it.
I guess
But now
she stayed
won.
around the crowd long enough to find the athlete.
She should have found one her age.
No, but Bell brought up an
Maybe she
interesting
wanted a
point
young
before.
one. Maybe the young one. Yo, Melz, you gotta people don't people don't fucking lose their sex drive because they get old. Old people are
Nah.
fucking crazy in the old folks' home.
My understanding
Ain't
is
no
ladies hit the
hell.
peaks in their
Disease.
late 30s. That's my understanding. Is the peaks of the women is in the 37 to like 39 years when.
Well,
you know,
goddamn, not too much on me.
Mhm.
No, I'm not gonna hold you. Probably is.
I'm just spitting my understanding of biology and shit. But also what you brought up earlier I thought was an interesting thing to just touch on was that her son is 22, her existing son, and now her baby, like she's having a baby with a guy who's younger than her son at 21. Now, is that weird? Because I know that when it goes the other way around and it's like an older dude banging with the next younger chick and you see it on TV, it's always portrayed in like a skeezy kind of way. So is it skeezy when the lady's doing that shit?
Yeah, I think so. That's weird. I can't.
It's the having a baby. That's the only part of it that I'm like, all right, because like you're 39 and he's what 20 what?
22.
21.
Yeah, so
No,
like
no, her son is 21.
Maga Love is saying her first
Oh.
son is from a basketball player, so she also had a kid with another basketball player.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
does he?
and her second kid is from a football player. Like, girl, you doing. It's giving baby mom.
She's trying to master all the sports elements. No, but like my thing is like, does he even like? He's at the beginning of his career. This is like one of the earlier relationships of that point, and like you're having a kid with him, and you're 39, so you're 39 with two kids with athletes, so you're fully aware of the commitment and the relationship that you're like getting into, and he's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the part of it that feels skeevy. But on a very real level, we don't know these people. So we don't know what they've said to each other. We don't know how they feel about each other. He might have been like, I'm gonna impregnate you. And she was like, no, don't stop. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna impregnate you. And then they got pregnant. And they were like,
from
no,
my
we're
understanding is this whole breeding fantasy is a big trend right now. It's a real big trend.
Could be that.
Say.
Could be that.
It's a real
could be
fetish,
that
bro.
He's really mature and she's really immature. You know what I mean? And he knows what he wants, and she's the one that's gonna like fuck up.
I hope she's not. She got 2 kids already.
I mean,
we shall see.
Definitely a good topic. Thanks, Melz. We should ask Melz to contribute a topic every week because you know
I asked
what?
her.
We would never
She
have
told me
thought
she
of
didn't
that.
want to talk about nothing.
I told you I've been drunk since Friday. It's Monday.
True.
You're good, Mel.
True. You're good.
I believe
You're
that.
Gucci. He came up with it.
Surprise.
Surprise,
Yeah,
surprise.
Do you guys
Last
play video
minute.
games?
I do play
No.
video games.
I do not.
And I follow gaming news more than I play because I don't have as much time to play as I'd like.
Akuma has just been announced for Street Fighter 6. I don't know if anybody cares about that.
Sounds like a lot of people are going to make a lot of money
If
betting.
I like any games, it's like Grand Theft Auto and Street Fighter.
Grand Theft Auto 6 was also announced.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm finally going to be able
Graphics
to
look
play
crazy.
Grand Theft Auto at launch, and if I have to upgrade, I will because it's worth it.
When does that come out?
Next year, I believe.
Buy it.
Or late this year, if it's this year. But I think the trailer came out this year, and the game's announced for next year.
Also, there's no more Xbox.
Oh?
What?
That I didn't hear.
Microsoft has never turned a profit off of Xbox, never, not once. And they were like, we're done with Xbox. We're going to just start focusing on making third-party games for other systems. So right now, the only 2 like major consoles are Nintendo and Sony.
But just
That's
keep
crazy.
in mind that does not mean that Microsoft is exiting video games in any capacity. Because like,
No, they're gonna-
Yeah, he
computer-
just said.
No, but to add from a console perspective, there's still Windows, which is my console. So like, I'm still going to be supporting Microsoft Game Pass every now and again when I want to try a game that I can play for $10 a month and not actually commit to. Shut
They'll
up,
definitely
Microsoft.
keep that going. They'll
Yeah,
definitely keep
but
that
also,
going.
all of their games are going to end up on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Yeah,
Halo and all of those other things are migrating over
And
to PlayStation.
And they need that shit because let's be real, the Sony not having crossplay with the rest of the world is super fucking trash, and nobody needs a universe where you can't play with your Sony boys. Doesn't make no sense. Hi Bonnie. Even Nintendo is like fucking letting
What up,
people play
Bonnie?
with them. Anyway, video gaming is crazy because they got some Game of Thrones shit going on sometimes in the way they ally with each other and they backstab each other and like, you know, I'm really into it. I think it is super a fascinating world of rich oligarchs fucking around with each other. And they're allowed to actually troll each other because they make money on that shit.
Right, because like who was it? Microsoft that they got into consoles because they were supposed to be partnering with somebody and then they double crossed them. Anyway, whatever.
It's good
You
shit.
should see the Tetris movie on Apple TV. Shit is fire.
Flacko, we can watch that for movie night. That could be our movie night fucking movie.
Absolutely.
I want to watch that, and I don't want to pay for Apple TV right now. We paying for too many.
Let's do it. I got you.
If you have T-Mobile, you get Apple TV.
Speaking of movies,
we are getting ready for cinematic perspectives. Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing.
That is the new segment that we're calling Trailer of the Week. This whole section here, hi people that just arrived for just this, is getting cut out into its own separate YouTube video. It'll be one for each trailer this week. And the whole premise is we're going to watch the trailer. Flacco's going to have loved the trailer. Baxter's going to have hated the trailer. Probably sometimes he likes it. I'm going to have some opinion that's pretty irrelevant. And Melz doesn't watch movies, so she's already off cam hiding. And then so we're gonna watch some trailers and we're gonna talk about them, and also let us know. The main cool part about it is every trailer you're gonna see here right now is something coming out this week, so you're not gonna have to wait like 6 months like when they do the first trailer drop like fucking 3-4 months back and all that good stuff.
And you forgot.
Yeah, on that note, let us get into our first week's trailer. Hold on, just gotta slow it down.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
What?
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I want to take you to a job interview. There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I don't really understand.
It's easier to say. What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You ready?
Oh, wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munn. His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Hey.
Darn it. I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one spoken for?
No?
Yeah, it's actually fun and weirdly relaxing. It's like being a secret agent with none of the danger.
Hey, I'm Littyyy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man. She's smart and funny.
I know what you were doing going on about her. You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
You cannot have a relationship with Lizzie now. Because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and here it literally is. But maybe it shouldn't be.
I got a great plan to ask her out, but I'm gonna need your help.
Do you think you could, like, work your magic?
Hey, is you talking about me?
Hey.
Oh my, wait, are you?
But I've traveled a long way. Someone defied the society. Who was it?
You didn't let her go like I told you. If you interfere with her or your client, you could have your memory erased. You won't even remember she existed.
Even though we might never see each other again, I need you to know that what we had was real.
I'm curious to see how you gonna make it out of all this.
All right, Baxter. Let's go. What do you feel about this trailer?
I love it. No, I don't love it. I don't hate it either. The guy they chose to pick the lead, he's like a black Michael Cera, you know, always kind of like awkward. And I'm like, all right. Um, my main takeaway is the movie might be good. I think there's just so much about it that like toes the line of tone deaf that I don't know if they're gonna pull it off, right? Like to have this be about like black people catering to white people is already like an interesting idea that has to be like treated with like some sort of like competency, right? And then have the love interest be a white woman, and I'm like, I wonder if they like engage that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I think without seeing the movie, like they might have served better by having like the love interest be like of a different race that isn't white or black. Like, you know what I'm saying? To kind of keep it out of the service dynamic of the movie. But that's just my initial perspective. It could go either way. I'll probably end up watching it.
Word. I know Melz won't watch it. I'm surprised. I like that the name though, like blew her away at first. She was like, "The what?"
We got a real honest reaction there.
Right. No, I mean, I'm gonna definitely check it out. I don't expect it to like be crazy. Crazy good. It seems like a great idea turned into a rom-com. And like,
right.
What? Like, why? But David Allen Greer's in it. We spoke about David Allen Greer earlier.
Fuck with David Allen Greer.
Fuck with David Allen Greer. I'm gonna, and I'm pretty sure there was a lot of black actors and hopefully people behind the screen that were involved. So like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna make sure to check it out.
It looks compelling. I'll be honest. It was a really well constructed trailer.
Crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this is gonna be a rom-com. Essentially, you're gonna take like a serious topic and rom-com.
I love the premise. I feel like it could have been like, well, it could be lit, like the magical Negro trope. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an ill premise that's people have been talking about for a while, but they just got to do it right.
Just got to do it right.
The rom-com could be secondary to the plot. It could still focus on the other issues. It just made the rom-com a central part of the trailer. But that could just be a way to distract against the movie. But that was a really engaging trailer. That was one of the nicer ones I've seen, like, in terms of just, like, being like, that was unexpected and worth 3 minutes of my time.
Right, like, halfway through it turns into a rom-com. Like, first it starts out like, yo, the American Society.
I thought it was lampooning fucking Harry Potter
this
at
is
first.
Crazy. Like, what? No, I didn't feel that. Okay.
Holden, do you know about the magical Negro trope?
I do not. I didn't realize it was a trope before you said that.
So oftentimes in movies, there is a black character who has like otherworldly powers, whose sole purpose it is to like help the white protagonist along. I think it was coined. It was coined for the movie
on Star Trek,
or Homeboy in the Green Mile, or Will Smith in Bagger Vance, or the Matrix, the Oracle in the Matrix, or there's other instances of this. Morgan Freeman in like 50% of the movies he plays. You know what I'm saying? There's always it became
Morgan Freeman always helping a white man achieve his dream. What are we talking about?
It was coined by a movie reviewer. I think it was for Green Mile, where he was like the trope of the magical Negro or something like that. Or maybe it was for Bagger Vance. I forget which movie it was coined for. But so this is like a play on that. The fact that oftentimes there are black characters who have like some sort of magic that their sole purpose is to help a white person along in life. And I guess the premise of this movie is that like if they decide to not help the white person, they lose their magic.
I guess it's kind of like that.
Wild.
That trope. Right.
But all of them lose their magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like the thing with Wonder Woman, right? Where like making powerful women or not the Wonder Woman thing with the tying up. The what was it? Green Lantern's wife was like fucking murdered and put in a
Fridged.
refrigerator, fridge,
Yeah,
in order for like for the storyline to be like him being sad and upset about something to move the story forward, and it's just like this, like, whoa, bro, like you really don't have to do all that. Like,
yeah, that's another trope when they say fridging a character. It's usually when a female character is murdered, but the whole purpose of the character being murdered is to give the male protagonist motivation, and it happens a lot, all the time.
All the time. You'd be surprised, like the same way Baxter just named like 20 fucking flicks that are like, wow, word, right, exactly, that one too, yeah, Matrix, you know what I mean? Like, is the way that like if we started going down the alley of like the trope of
now,
women
if you
being
do want to see us listing tropes for an hour, you can totally pay us on Patreon to do that. Patreon.com/perspectives. Come through on the Discord. We'll sit there and we'll list all them fucking tropes at you.
Your best.
Let's move on to the second trailer.
Damn, word, we only did the first. Great conversation.
It's good content.
I was born with a chance to be somebody. I'm gonna be the most famous man in the whole world.
Mr. President, the Confederacy is dead. The Union is saved. The war is over.
Freedom for the South!
What happened?
The president's been shot.
Witnesses are saying it was John Wilkes Booth.
Wait, the actor?
Do you know who I am?
I'm a symbol.
How does a well-known actor commit murder in front of an audience of 1,500 people and escape?
Find the man that killed my husband.
Gentlemen, I am tasking you with the capture of John Wilkes Booth.
All of this can be broken. Hold your devil by his throat and spin him to the ground.
This is a conspiracy to dismember our government.
I know who you are, Mr. Booth.
You gonna help us or not?
There's a bounty on the head of Booth. I intend to collect.
Booth is being protected by the Confederacy.
Now with Lincoln out of the way, this country belongs to us.
I will not surrender. May God be my judge. God bless America.
This is the most I've ever watched.
What happened, Mel?
This is the most movies I've ever watched.
While we're only watching the trailers.
Yeah, this is the most I've ever.
She's like, this is the most movies I've ever watched in my life. No, Mel, you
watch
watched Step
more
Brothers
movies?
and Dark Knight, and wait, what was the third one?
Selena.
That's right, fucking Selena's.
Salinas.
Do anything for Selena's.
Do anything for Salinas.
And this girl.
Okay, I guess we got nothing to say about this movie.
No, we got it, Baxter. You gotta say something about this.
Weirdly, I know. I think I like Googled this and like read about it. I don't think he was on the run for that long, so I'm already kind of like, oh, what's going on here? Because I think he jumped off the stage, broke his leg, and then was caught like the next day or some shit like that. Also, he had a brother who was also an actor who didn't appreciate
sensationalizing the story.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm looking at this kind of like, but they might do a good job about it. They literally showed us 12 instances of people saying his name. Everybody was like Booth. We wasn't sure who the movie was about.
Surprise.
Fair. I mean, I didn't know anything about Booth because I mean, it's not that interesting outside of this movie where now I'm thinking about it for the first time. I think I might read about Booth because I watched this trailer. I think that's really how
You
it's gonna
saw
go down.
best-selling New York Times best-selling novel, and you were like, "Now you got me, ad. Now you got me, trailer.
I mean,
now
like,
you're talking my language, books.
I do
There's a book about
like
this?
reading
I'm
the
gonna check out
books
the book.
way more than
I'm
the
gonna
movies.
check out the book.
That's a fact. But the trailer made me want to read the book, so I guess it was effective.
Oh no, he did leak the. He was.
I don't
he was,
think so.
He was a fugitive for
Holden.
12 days.
That's not what they're selling. That's not what they're selling in the trailer. They're selling the movie, not the book. Only your crazy ass would be like, "Yeah, you're selling me a $58 million movie, so I could buy a $30 book,
But he's
$60
like,
book."
I'm gonna buy him that book. Nah, look, the movie looks cool too. It's just you have to really care
your
about
sugar
American
mama. Your
politics.
sugar mama in the comments, like, I'm gonna buy my,
Yo, you don't
I'm
understand.
gonna buy my baby.
Bonnie's
my baby
addicted
boy.
to buying books. She just be like on these sites looking for good
That's her
deals.
thing.
And like there's a stack and it just gets bigger. I can't read them as fast as she's buying them for me. I
Two
had to be
things.
like, hold
That's
on.
crazy.
One, the person who killed John Wilkes Booth was from New York, so that's another thing that we're known for.
Hey.
Not everything. But yeah, I'm gonna let him this.
New York in the house.
Second, when does this movie come out?
It comes out this weekend on Netflix, on Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Okay, because
Apple
apparently
TV.
he murdered Lincoln on the 14th of April. I'm like, ain't that around the corner?
Yeah, they missed something with that one. But then again, do you want to like popularize John Wilkes Booth's fucking birthday or anything like that?
I mean, I don't
gonna
care.
Popularize him anyway. For work.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
who
just
gives a fuck?
popularized
I don't give a fuck about John Wilkes Booth.
I didn't know he was an
Or
actor
fucking
though, so
Abraham
that taught
Lincoln.
me something new.
You asked me, I'm just like, oh, you didn't know that? That I always knew.
That's why it was in the theater.
Knew.
I mean,
He was 26 years old.
Outside of American culture, talking about Lincoln, it's not like we up here learning about his assassination and shit like that.
Yeah.
We learn about how he burned down the White House. That's the shit we learn about.
Lincoln burned down the White House?
No, Canadians did. Canadians marched up in there in the War of 1812 and we burned down the White House. And that's why it's white, because we burned down the original house and they had to paint it white.
Yo, let me tell you something. They told us that I heard that it was burnt down and rebuilt. I didn't know Canadians did it. They left y'all out of it,
It was
on
us.
our side.
Because this is not just like we're the point of pride up here.
They were like yeah, some people
the
they were like some people burned down the White House, but we didn't really see who they were. So whatever, we just rebuilt it.
It was like a bunch of drunk Canadians basically on a fucking drunk Canadian rant cruised down. Yes, the War of 1812. Bonnie knows. And like went down there and burned that shit down.
Yo, you
and
see
then
though
went back.
how boom, this is just adding to your fact, right? We're like, we know certain history, you know certain history. Like we don't know that you guys are like, yeah, the War of 1812. We're like, there was a war in 1812. Super didn't learn about this in the
Back
elementary
when we
school.
were,
and
it's
shit.
like British and we were still under them.
America's like we won all our wars and the unimportant ones we just don't talk about.
Not only do we not talk about it, we don't even talk about who we fought. It was like, yeah, it was a war in 1812. It's like, yeah, it was the English American War, the French American War, and we fought somebody in 1812.
Yeah, I'm like, we know a lot about that one battle of Vimy Ridge where the Canadians fucking won after the Americans lost and the British lost and everybody lost. Then the Canadians took that shit. And that's like one of the biggest points of pride.
Let me tell you something, Holden. This is like Jay-Z and Nas, right? We're like, my friend, you might have won that battle, but you lost that war, sir.
It's probably like America.
That battle legitimized us as a country enough that we broke free of the monarchy, thus gaining independence. And it was a huge pivotal point of Canadians being taken seriously. And technically, we dominated the fuck out of World War One. We were far better trained soldiers than y'all were in World War One back then. No, for real, it's a real thing. We was fucking hype in that war.
Where that's what we told you to hype you up to let you go in first. We was like, man, you guys are so well trained. Why don't you guys go in there and warm them up for us?
I'm not saying that we kept up.
There was
keep up, but back then it wasn't like the tech was all that. It was different times.
It was a war in 1812, and America didn't even know we were fighting. They were just like, damn, you guys are angry. Oh, we're at war. No, I'm joking.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to get stopped.
But all of then Booth or whatever. Yeah, I don't know a lot about him. I know he shot Lincoln in a theater, and I know his name.
I'm gonna watch it because it's on. I'm gonna watch it because it's on Apple TV, so I expect it to be a quality movie. You know what I mean? Like I figure it's gonna be solid writing, solid directing, solid acting. That's what Apple does. So like, I'm gonna check it out. I don't know if I'll check it out this weekend though.
There's no movies about the War of 1812 except for Canadian public funded shit. That's why nobody knows about it. We don't.
This is what I'm saying. I saw a Canadian movie back in like the 2000s that was about something about Canada. I forget what it was. But they were also like murdering like indigenous people in the movie.
Absolutely.
So like maybe it's not that shit. You know what I mean?
We did that shit.
All right, come on, man. Let's
way
do the last
too far
trailer,
along.
bro. Yeah, no doubt. Don't worry. America did the same. America was like.
I'm going to research the War of 1812.
It's a good war.
The excitement in the air is palpable. The atmosphere is electric. A celebration of history in the making.
What is this place? You're looking pretty good in there. There's some pretty serious lines going. Yeah? Why don't you want me working for your dad? Well, he's a psycho.
Saw that big girl. That you two are maybe together.
Do you like guns?
I prefer to know my own strength.
That's not what I'm paying you for.
If you touch her, I'm gonna tell them everything you ever did.
Are you threatening me?
We gotta get out of here.
Let's just keep driving. I fucking love you, you idiot. I love you too.
You'll regret this.
Oh yeah?
Oh, fuck.
All right, let me be the first out the gate to say, let me tell you something. I hate A24, man. I feel like the way about A24, the way I feel about Quentin Tarantino and Christopher Nolan. But at the same time, I also am an admitter of like, you know, good shit. And like, I hate Post Malone and Doja Cat, but they got songs that are in my iTunes library because I'm not going to deny a hit record that I fucking love. You know what I mean? And so bearing that in mind, I think this movie is going to be one of A24's better movies this year. Probably might fuck around and be their best movie this year. End up getting fucking nominated next year, but it'll be like overhyped. But like, it does look good. I'm not going to lie.
It does look good.
Yeah.
I disagree about A24. I think when they first came out, they were like putting out banger after banger. But I think their output is just too much now. Like they just put out too many movies, and now they're not all bangers. Now the quality that they were known for isn't the same. So you see an A24 movie, and it could be great. Like was Get Out an A24 movie?
Was it? I don't think so. I think their biggest one was the one where Mahershala Ali played
Moonlight.
Moonlight, yeah. Moonlight,
right?
Like so that's their pinnacle moment. You know what I mean?
It could be a Moonlight
achievement,
or it could be like one of the other fucking nonsense movies they put out.
It looks.
I think the one that really people love the most, the one that people love the most from them though, is the other one, the horror movie one. What's it called? With the fucking
Lighthouse?
Weird name. Nah, not the Lighthouse. The before that with the women and the fucking in a everything everywhere all at once is also another one that they're big
good.
pop.
They have some bangers. Like they have some.
No, they
like,
do. They have
right.
They have a banger every year too, amongst all their extraness. You know what I mean? They also have movies like The Lobster, though. You know what I mean? Where,
I didn't see The Lobster. I heard it was good though.
Oh fucking no! I watched it and no, like like nah, fam. Like
they did Iron Claw. They did Zone of Interest. That was them too.
They also did
Yeah.
Lady Bird, Talk to Me, Hereditary.
Hereditary is crazy.
Midsommar, Ex Machina, Priscilla,
Midsommar is the one that I was thinking about with the witches
Uncut
and the
Gems.
outside.
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems was like one of the first ones they got a big nomination for or an award for.
Right.
Fucking
Or it might have been
highest
something
grossing
before that.
films.
Hereditary.
You know what? I look at A24 is like Kids, the movie, but a studio. You know what I mean? Like that's how it felt like to me for a minute there. And
Like Euphoria?
and then I don't know now. You know what I mean? And people hype them up so much now. I feel like there are people who wear A24 merch and like they're just like it's again like the Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino thing, where like white people are like, oh my god, it's just like chill out, like you're ruining it. You're ruining it by overhyping it. Chill out. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Pack them up.
There's some black shit that you could fucking enjoy and fucking react like that to, but you don't. So chill out about fucking Midsommar. You know what I mean? Like, I've had about enough. I've had
I
enough.
have not seen that, but I would watch this movie because it looks pretty cool and it looks like it's going to touch on some good historical shit.
I'm gonna watch.
And I like me a historical timepiece movie that brings me to a place and introduces me to a bunch of prejudices I never thought about because I didn't come from that part of life because I grew up in a place that celebrated multiculturalism fakely.
Did they do Licorice Pizza?
What?
In the movie?
What the fuck's like?
You guys
in
don't
Canada?
No.
Or in Canada?
Hey, you don't know the movie Licorice Pizza? Never mind.
Oh,
nah.
It was like it was big.
Was it? When?
Like 2 years ago. Licorice Pizza. It had a homegirl from the Jewish music group Haim. And
I gotta see this. What are you talking about? 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I'm watching everything moving.
It is
the son of that
produced
actor?
by Metro Goldwyn Mayer, Focus Features, Prong Creative, and the Ghoulardi Film Company, and distributed by United Artists and Universal.
I recognize all these white people. You don't have to name any of them to me.
And the son of the actor. All of them. There was an actor who died, and his son was in this movie.
Bradley Cooper was in this movie, by the way.
And yeah, he was in this movie. And the director is like somebody big.
I'm gonna watch this.
Fair.
A rom-com.
I like how this trailer led to us discussing everything that's not this movie, and I wonder if that's a sign about this trailer. Because it's crazy
Hoffman.
as you were both like, I like it. Let's move on. It's not that good of a...
Philip Seymour Hoffman's son is in it.
Fair. So yeah, that movie looks alright.
Rest in peace to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
What's the
drugs
director?
are a hell of a thing.
Who directed this?
Drugs are a hell of a drug.
Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson. I think, did he also do Eternal Sun? What else did he do?
Well, I've now clicked on his Wikipedia, so I'll get you that in a second.
I'm on.
Heart 8, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch
Boogie
Drunk Love,
Nights.
There Will Be Blood,
Nights.
The Master, Inherent Vice, and
There
Phantom
Will Be
Thread.
Blood.
Punch Drunk
Also,
Love. Right. Yeah, Paul
he's
Thomas
a
Anderson,
vegan.
he was a big deal.
I
So
hated
like this
Punch
movie
Drunk
came
Love.
out and it was a
I
big
wanted
deal.
to love Punch Drunk Love, and I hated it. You know what's my favorite? What's your favorite? What's your favorite romantic movie?
Step Brothers.
I like The Notebook.
Shakespeare in Love. Step Brothers. The motherfucking Catalina wine mixer.
The Holden.
I like The Notebook. That shit really got
The
me.
Notebook. That one's like women's. That's women's Wolverine. You know what I mean? like women and Notebook is like my favorite is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That's another one.
My wife's favorite is What Dreams May Come.
That
Robin Williams went to hell or to purgatory.
Bonnie, what's your favorite
to search for his woman because he loved her that much that he wouldn't go to like the afterlife without her. And then Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind
dream fucking
is your
house.
man was so heartbroken he went to have his memories destroyed and then was
This
like
man's
crying the whole
went
way
to
through.
her
No.
every single fucking day before she died at the old folks home and retold her the story of their love every day so that she would remember him, and then they died simultaneously in bed together.
What, the Notebook?
Nah, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
I hear
That's
you,
also
man.
that's also
No,
that's
it's
also
like
so
the Cinderella. Of,
explaining that.
it's
that's
like
also the plot of
fucking
50 First Dates.
50 First Dates was pretty good, but it was no Notebook.
No, Shakespeare in Love. I fucking love that movie so much. It's just an amazing movie. Everybody's acting is phenomenal. It's a Weinstein movie, which is kind of sucks, but it's just a beautiful movie.
Weinstein made some good flicks, man.
He was listen,
He,
it was a-
he had good taste.
there was a reason people were looking the other way.
You can be a creep, fucking sexist, rapist,
Monster, goblin,
and have great taste in movies. Like that can happen. I think that's what Kanye was trying to insinuate about Hitler. Like he probably had great taste in something. You know what I mean? Like you can't help things like that. Like sometimes people are horrible people, and then they still have like great sense of like taste.
Yeah, but there is a level of horror where bringing up their great taste is kind of like arbitrary. Kind of like yeah.
We don't have to talk about that. There's other people who are
their
good
taste,
at that. We don't.
Nobody's taste is that great. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, Hitler could have been.
You might have like 3 redeeming qualities, but you also killed a third of the Jews and a lot of other people.
Well, but also you have to.
Super doesn't. He already listen.
Yeah.
Nobody. He could have a super campaign in 2025 of promotion, like how great of a guy he is, and that would never outdo all the years of promotion. Like when people say the ultimate evil next to the devil, they say Hitler. You know what I mean?
Like
that's where his name is.
You're synonymous.
Maybe Vlad the Impaler should be brought up.
Devil.
No lie.
So,
that
like,
guy was fucking insane.
He is brought up. They made him into a literal monster. He is Dracula. You know what I'm saying? Vlad the Impaler is the.
There's some terrible people that really did kill a lot of motherfuckers in their tenures.
Yeah, like the motherfucker, the Belgium, the King of Belgium.
Oh my God, King Leopold II, who took over the Congo, treated it like a fucking colony and killed off 12 million Congolese people for the fucking pleasure of his pleasure. That was it's terrible.
No, ain't nobody responsible for more mass murder than America. Let me tell you something.
I mean, okay, yeah. But my point about the Hitler thing is like even when people say the word redeemable quality, there's a certain level where like no quality is redeemable. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you've exceeded the maximum capacity for he could spend the rest of his life saving people, and they were like, but you're still evil.
Yeah, still Hitler. Next, like, synonymous again.
You can't rock that mustache
synonymous with the devil
forever.
You know what I'm
saying? He ruined the mustache. He ruined 2 names. You can't be named Hitler, and you can't be named Adolf. I mean, you can, but like, right?
He totally took that fucking symbol and destroyed it too.
For all the people in the fucking
which is like an Indian
also
Hindu,
the fucking S with the one that like Slayer uses on their logo to be offensive, but technically there's a whole S that they put on the SS that you can't use either.
You also can't say hi to somebody from across the street with your feet put together. You can't be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a wide stance.
When I go to hail a cab in Manhattan before Uber came on the scene, I didn't do this. I would do this.
Right.
Because you don't want to look like a Hitler hailer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
You don't want to like no. Under no circumstances can you wave at somebody full handed. You have to be like, you gotta do this. You gotta do the hand thing.
You can hail a cab, but you can't hail Hitler.
What's going on? You can't hail Hitler. Listen, I think we've gone past our time. And let me tell you something.
Yeah. Whenever conversations get to Hitler, it's over.
This is when I think we should.
I think
wrap it up.
Hitler Hailer should be coined. I don't know if that's a thing, but that should be a thing. If it's not a thing, because that was brilliant. That's one of those lexicon potential fucking terms I've never heard before.
Holden's a stickler for God damn it! What the fuck is that shit called when you alliteration? There we go.
I love alliteration.
I was gonna say
put
fucking
some alliteration together. It's over. But before we wrap up, then what y'all doing for your weekends?
Good questions. Well, I don't know about the weekend, but this week is about to be 60-something degrees. So I'm absolutely going to spend a lot of time outside. Maybe go to Prospect Park. Maybe go on a few
We
runs.
outside.
We are outside. Also, I just want to be outside to see New York City go crazy. Holden, I don't know if this happens where you're from.
Yes.
But in New York City, this is you can't put this date on the calendar. But the first warm day of the year, and I don't mean hot, warm day of the year, people lose their mind.
By the way, FYI, Bax, guess what? That already happened. Don't you remember that
That's
a
what I
couple
was gonna
Saturdays
say.
ago?
We
That
just had people
Saturday,
go out there.
that Saturday, buddy, my block it's already dumb even in the winter.
Yeah.
It immediately got more dumb and hostile. Immediately. Well, I sensed it when I was outside. I was like, you know what? I gotta be chill because I sense the everything's about to crack off somebody's about to throw a chair. And let me tell you something, when that chair gets thrown, all hell's gonna break loose.
I feel like it's gonna happen again.
Yeah,
gonna happen again.
Also, St. Patty's Day is coming up, so.
We also gotta kill
motherfuckers out there.
We gotta kill Julius Caesar, and in the spring.
So, fair.
Kill
what are you
Julius
doing,
Caesar?
Melz?
It's the Ides of March. That's when we murdered Julius Caesar.
Same shit, different day. Celebrating St. Patty's Day.
Gonna get turned on the green beer?
Yeah, you know, I like to celebrate all the drinking holidays. Cinco de Mayo is my favorite holiday.
Just as long as you don't celebrate SantaCon.
No, I said Cinco de Mayo.
No, but the SantaCon is also a drinking holiday.
Oh yeah, I never went.
I don't know what that is.
It's
You have a great time, but
Santa
also don't want you
Santas?
to have a great time like that. Yo, those
Is it
white people are
Santa's
crazy,
shit?
man. Let me tell you, there's few holidays or parades that make me be like, nah, let's avoid that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. I'm not moving my life around things. But SantaCon Day, I'd be like, do I really need to go out? Do I really need to be in Manhattan in Midtown area? I really don't need to do this. Like, I need to just stay in the hood. Stay in the hood and just chill out in the hood, because you know what? They don't come to
pub
149th
crawl
and
in
3rd.
which people dressed
They
in
don't do
Santa
that.
Claus parade and drink.
Yup.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
It used to be the first 2 years, it was like kooky and fun. It was like, oh, everybody gets dressed up. But then the frat boys sort of got to it. And now it's just a bunch of like sloppy white people getting as drunk as they possibly can and ruining it for like bars literally started putting up like no SantaCon in their shit because they was just like, no.
Yeah, white people wild.
I guess so. That sucks.
White people
That
be
also
wild,
sounds like
you
some
know?
shit I would like to watch. I would like to go there and film it. Seems like it would be wild.
It really is. They start early in the
You should
morning.
get some perspectives content of SantaCon.
You're bugging. You do that one on your own. You're on the solo reporter mission for that one, buddy. Let me tell you something.
I don't want to go down by
I'm not
myself
doing
to
it.
Manhattan.
Yeah, nah, I get you, man. I get you. You come back with that story of getting thrown up on. You enjoy that shit. I'm fucking good, man.
You know what they call it? You know what they call it SantaCon? Because there's no pros. You know what I'm saying?
No pros.
All right, Flacco, what are you up to?
I got more rehearsals this week, Littyyy Bros rehearsals, and I think it's like my first weekend of like really like the full weekend chilling. Like I got a little thing on Thursday, and then I close out with that client on Sunday evening. But besides that, the weekend's mine. So like I'm gonna probably drink a lot and fucking hang out with the pals and fucking have a good time. First, good time shall be had by all.
There. I'm gonna go film some food on Wednesday at some restaurant I've never been to before, which is always fun. Then I've got to go support the homie Witness, who's doing an album release party at a record store, like a listening party, like not like a I don't know if there's performances. Either way, it's at a record store, so I'm gonna go to that on Thursday. The rest of the weekend is probably going to be a combination of Uber and getting everything in order. And then I have a meeting with some lady about grants because we're trying to set up programs to get people to come do like classes. So like I reached out to the homie Merker and I'm like, yo, you wanna come teach young people about beat making? And I'm like, come do like a 2-hour thing, you know, volunteer for now. Let's get it rolling. And when the grant money comes in, we hire you to come do it again with, you know, a check. So like we're trying to set up that type of program. And there's some free shit that because I'm doing it for a not-for-profit, I could like get access to. So if you don't want to, if you can't get the access here for yourself as an artist, go do some charity shit and watch how the doors open in your face. That's the big lesson I've had in the last week or two of my life. Charities be unlocking hella doors. Yeah, otherwise just organizing. I've been doing a lot of planning. Like we got to set up music releases and a lot of just logistics plus, you know, perspectives, content. We're trying to get more content out, which is going to be more prep work and more organizing and editing little videos. And we got someone on board that's trying to work with us to make clips. So you should follow our Instagram and our TikTok, as you'll start to see more content getting posted to there as time goes on and we get our pipeline figured out and grow things out. So make sure to hit up the patreon.com/perspectives and show some support, and then we'll get you some gifties when Flacko designs the merch. Also, yeah, just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that, share it with your people. Thanks to everybody who came out and watched tonight and stuck with us on the live and participated in the chat. We always appreciate that on Facebook, over on Twitch. We're live every single Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch that at twitch.tv/BehindThatSuit. Though, if we move away from the clips in the content that we're doing, we can start streaming it live to YouTube directly. So we're moving in a direction that should let us do that. And let us know if you want that. Put that in the comments below. Subscribe, all that good shit. Tell your friends too, because at the end of the day, telling your friend, if you're watching it, that would be so impactful for us to grow. More so, you're recommending us is going to do more than YouTube recommending us, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah,
he's right.
Thank you
he's
all.
not wrong.
Yeah, we want to make this pop off, and then we'll be in the Discord with the community. And the more that you pay Flacko on the Cash App, the more likely he'll be there in the Discord hanging out with you, because he does not like Discord, but he'll do it for you.
It's like a leaderboard. Who's going to get to the top of it? You know what I mean?
That's a fact. And we could even make a leaderboard in the Discord to earn Flacko points. You know?
So, top of the leaderboard is gets my best friend this. You know what I mean?
There
you get to be my best friend.
And yeah, so
we'll
all
call
that
each other. We'll like lay on our bellies and on our beds with our feet kicking up in the air as we talk and goss about, like, you know?
Kind of like how Mel is right now on her phone. That
Kind
could
of
be
how Mel is right now. That could be us. Just fucking texting each other like, hee haha. Isn't this hilarious?
Long and prosper.
Love is Blind
out there.
Season 6 is crazy. Megan Foe's so trash. Peace, everybody. Bye.
Surprise, surprise.